because
this is
like
your
you are
account.
not your account, but
My brother, we are trying to tell you that you have been into evil things.
Evil things.
Okay.
I agree,
That
I'm
is
into
why
evil
evil
things.
things.
Yes.
Evil things
No,
are
but
popping out.
we are I'm being realistic here.
Okay.
Because whether you post bad things or because I even barely post on my
Mm.
social media handles. You understand? And I barely go there. I just know my WhatsApp. I post on my status. But if you enter there, you still see something.
Okay. First of all, you had this energy of my, like there was an energy you threw at me that I want you to
Yeah.
express. When I said maybe they
She
get
was
you,
like nothing like
and you were like, you have been so busy the whole day, and all of a sudden you have your phone. You have become the bad child in the house.
Yeah, like this is just African moms mentality. Like the moms especially, let's just not talk about the dad. So look at imagine this situation, the whole day you've been working, moving from kitchen to the room to the parlor, doing all sorts of job, cleaning, washing, and immediately you said, let me just check something on my phone. Then your mom caught you. Just that minute. She won't even care if you've been working the whole day. The only thing that okay, people, you this girl, every time you're on this phone, what are you even learning from this phone?
and she'll keep lamenting.
Lamenting like, and they're never tired. I don't
Even when you
know.
keep the phone,
When
she'll
is
keep
give
talking.
the inspiration? Where they get this power from? I don't understand.
Oh, you know, they always say during our time.
During their time, what my food?
Whenever I hear during
Your
our
mom must surely see this video.
whenever
Yeah, that's true because she's actually following us.
whenever I hear during our time, I'll be like, I beg.
Wait, your time.
Your
I got
time
to
is
go.
not our time.
All things have actually passed away. This is the modern world. This is 21st century.
Yeah,
for
they
goodness
call
sake.
us Gen Zs.
Gen Zs, yes.
Okay, so one sincere question. You know, you're the only person that can tell yourself
the
the
truth.
truth.
Yeah.
So when is that particular point in time? You know where I'm heading to. You know there is a particular point in time when you're with that phone, you feel into it. You feel so super glued.
Yes.
Just
Maybe
and
you
there's
are-
always this time. So when do you say like you're actually addicted to your phone? When is that time? When is that particular moment when you're probably using your phone and your instincts? In other words, I'm just trying to tell you to help me define phone addiction in your own language.
Okay, phone addiction and in this generation has really made it hard for us teens because we are mostly on the social medias. We don't do really important things now. We just like to scroll, check our FYPs, know the trending things, you understand, which aren't important. Some some of these adults that use their phones to become big people, when they speak, I've once heard someone saying, you don't just come online and then watch all these celebrities doing, at least try and get some inspirational people online who teach important things, but our parents don't care about that. No matter what you are doing, whether important or not,
Not like for real.
they don't care.
Okay,
They talk, and the worst part is that they'll be like, I have told you this phone is not good for your health. Yeah,
How?
it's actually true because screen time, it actually affects the eye, but they are not with you the whole day, so they don't know if you've been pressing your phone since morning till, but each minute you bring it up, they are complaining. You understand? So, and with these our African parents,
Well,
things are really suffering.
anyways, phone addiction. You know, using the screen is not actually bad. But what's bad there is being addicted. Whatever it is, even if it's food, you don't need to be addicted to anything.
Yes.
So, like for my type of person now, there is this thing I does because mostly I'm engaged to the media because I work from, I work from home. So look at what I do. Even though I'm working from there, but sometimes it's not just about work. You see some things that you need to dive
At this
into.
point, you are concurring to what I said earlier.
Calm down,
You
relax,
see things you're not
bro.
meant to
Chill.
say.
No, wait.
Chill,
Calm,
bro.
relax. So, but if I see that I'm truly getting attached or I'm just doing it over time, I'll just have to. Maybe I'll just tell myself, let me go for like a day or two retreat. I'll off my phone, yeah, just move away from the media. Because if you continue like that, saying that after 2 minutes
You will drop it. It's not possible. You see
you
my
won't even know
interest.
how you, because people who are addicted to things, they don't plan to get addicted.
Yeah.
So this is something that happens from you overdoing things sometimes.
Mm.
So using the screen, it is not actually bad, because a lot of persons have great people out there who have made it through the internet, through the phone, through their laptop, doing great jobs. You have people who post their products on the internet using their phone to amplify information. So these people now, they use their screen and they're making from it. So the main thing there is, what are you using that phone to do? What are you using
Yeah.
that screen to do?
Yeah.
Is it something that is yielding you something important, or you're just wasting your time? Because they say time wasted is money wasted. I'm a lover of money, so I can't get to waste my time.
So, in other words, because you're a lover of money,
Mm.
and because it is money, you can spend the whole day using your.
That is if it is yielding something. Imagine me spending my data watching what is not even giving me money.
Mm.
But as if I'm using it to post my product or do my stuff ahead, I'm sure that I'm getting something from it, so I can spend the time there. But if you're not getting anything from it, leave there. You're not meant to be there. Get track.
I love the way you speak, because that is a problem of many teenagers out there.
Out there.
They don't just know when to stop, right?
But I don't actually concur with what she said. She
Okay.
said, what did she say? She said it's not actually bad.
Okay.
It's actually bad at times, because have you ever been on your phone and after some time you are feeling headache?
That is where, when I said, you remember what I said, overdoing it.
Mm.
When I said that the screen is not actually bad, because it actually helps you. I believe some that you have now where positive aspects where negative aspects. So it is when you are overdoing it. Imagine you're using your phone for like 2 minutes. Let's go and check yourself medically. That's it. So
Okay. So, these teenagers that have this problem that you do not know when to stop, what do you want to tell them? Because, anyways, let's hear from you first.
I don't really have much to tell
Okay, let
them.
me see. Let me put it this way. Have you ever been in a situation where you don't know where to stop?
Yes, actually,
What about
because
you?
you know,
true though.
Okay.
each particular time you're on the internet, more like TikTok,
Okay.
they see what you often scroll about, what you often like watching.
Mm-hmm.
So when they give you one and you enjoy it, they give you more interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
You understand, something like that. So for you, it takes a lot of how will I put it? A lot of habits. You understand? You have to learn. It really takes much, because you can't just stop doing it, but you have to. I don't know how to put this, but uh, put confidence and trying as much as possible to stop yourself from doing something.
I understand what you're trying to say. Discipline. You're trying to
Yeah,
involve
more like discipline.
yes.
You understand? So you can't just stand up one day and say, no, I'm not going to do this again.
Yeah.
You understand? But
That's true.
something like you do it for some time, engage yourself with some other things that are important.
Okay.
They will help you, because recently I started something that takes my time, and honestly, I found myself, because I'm a lover of my phone.
Okay.
You understand? And my system actually. So, but I now found out that I can stay 8 hours, 10 hours without touching my phone.
Hmm.
Honestly, like,
Jesus.
in fact, I think last week, I guess, I went out, I went to work, and from the time I left my house till I came back, I didn't touch my phone. I charged it 100%, 100%. Coming back, it was 99.99.
Wait, that is because you are engaged with something
Yes.
else that's taking your time.
Yes.
So imagine you not going to that work.
That's what I'm saying. It takes a lot of discipline. You have to engage yourself with
In
more
something
important
else.
things.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Even if that phone yields you money, because if you go out and meet most of these business people, they actually aren't using their hands to. They share the work. You understand? There's someone on the media. They have marketers. So you mustn't be the one. And if you go to offices, especially in our Nigeria, you see a lot of systems on their desks, but if you check well, if you sit down and monitor them, most of them don't even use that for a very long time.
Mm.
You understand? Or even if you use it for a long time, at least there's these glasses I think that is prescribed for someone because screen time is actually bad. You understand? I know someone who the eye, nothing is wrong with the eye, but after like 6 months, after using his phone and comes out, he doesn't see clearly. Yes, and he actually damaged the eye. He now wears glasses like 247. He can't even read
Oh,
without the
gee.
glasses.
Anyways, medically, the screen time affects the eye. Actually, I'm wearing a glasses, so but this is not from the screen time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been wearing glasses since I was 7. So it's just genetic. In my family, we have eye problems.
Okay.
So, but the thing is that the screen time actually affects the eye. So medically, I'm saying now, imagine spending hours on the screen. You know the lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, for people that distance,
The
they know
ray,
they
yeah.
So this is it radio something they call it.
Yeah, blue.
Yeah, the Blu-ray. Yeah. So it is actually not good for the eye, not good for the sight. So imagine spending hours. When we talk about making money, it is good that we should consider our health too, because when you have good health, that is when you can spend the money you've made.
Exactly.
So I think teenagers should kind of subside, let them relax. Don't spend the whole time there. It is going to damage your eye, and when it damages your eye, there is a point the glasses cannot work anymore for you.
That screen
Then
time, you still go away from it.
yeah, you still go away from it, and thereby the what you think you've made, you won't actually enjoy it
Enjoy
fully
it.
because the sight. Yeah, it's very.
So, are there hidden dangers to this screen time apart from this eye problem you just spoke about? Apart from this, are there other dangers that you have encountered while using your phone?
Of course, there
Okay.
are lots of dangers.
Let's hear it.
Addictions, like, do you know that there was this guy? So I was this was actually today when I was coming.
Okay.
So I was trekking down. The guy, I don't know what he was doing on his phone, and do you know that this guy bumped into me? Like I was
I'll
like,
be like, sorry.
I was like, are you okay?
Something like
Who
that.
does this? You're walking on the way, like, you're using your phone. Are you just normal? He was like, sorry, and then obviously there's nothing I can do rather than to just go away. So imagine
Because you're a good person, most people who actually
this
like
not
me.
even this is about
I
just
slap
respect.
one,
Imagine you
yeah.
fighting, you don't do that. So but now the question is, imagine now if it was a vehicle
Yes.
that came. Just imagine situation, imagine the scenario.
People
So
has
it is
been
not
locked
actually
down
yes,
by
a lot
cars
of
because of such.
phone. So maybe the
Understand?
person that is driving is also on his phone. You that is working, you're also on your phone. Two of you mad people will bump into each other. And
Especially
obviously,
those that are driving, there
yes,
always something I
worse.
don't understand.
Like
I've
I
bought
don't even know
into
what
a
the-
car like he was on his phone, and at the same time, what are you doing?
do you know? I'm sure
Who
to
were
say
you
this, but do you know
taught?
that actually my brother almost killed me one day. He was answering call and he was driving, using one hand to drive, answering call. And that call, I think he was angry on the call.
Hey.
And if not because I had a seatbelt in the front, I would have just hit my head because he used force to pull his brake.
Yeah.
So imagine that kind of situation. This screen time hand has, especially the phone, because you cannot carry your laptop everywhere you go.
So
but the
people
phone,
are crazy. I've
like-
seen someone carrying his laptop on
then
his
that
lap
person
and
needs
driving. I'm
medical
serious.
checkup.
I'm serious.
Okay.
Driving and you're singing on him or something important. This street
Okay.
doesn't have what
Like
park.
wait, not just about bumping into vehicle or bumping into someone.
Mm.
Have you been in a transit, you're going to somewhere, then you're pressing your phone,
and you pass
maybe
your bus
you
stop.
just pass where you're going, like go
That's
abeg.
happened to most people.
I know people are going to a lot in
Vehicles,
this life but they don't even know what to call it.
Mm.
Imagine you're in a transit, maybe you're going to from here to New Heaven,
Yeah.
and you're meant to stop at this also bus stop, because you are so engaged in your phone, you have to pass the bus stop you are meant to stop. And those any good bus drivers, there's no way they will take you back. You have to come
Will
down
not
and take
take
it
you
down.
back, and you
So
still
this is
pay
waste
that
of time
money.
and waste of energy, and you have to enter that vehicle
Back
to
to
go
where
back.
you-
Imagine, it doesn't make sense. So you guys, you should just calm down, relax.
Yeah, we
So
should stay away from it. I
no,
think
no, you cannot stay away from the screen time. You cannot stay away
but
from the
we
media.
have
It is
to
not possible.
add
You just have to
discipline
stay
to it.
disciplined and understand what you're doing.
Okay, narrowing down to the younger people, because these dangers are majorly for, people who have cars, like the way you people
Yeah, I've seen us have cars.
How many of
Please,
them?
yeah, Nigeria.
How many teens have cars?
Now we have G boys now.
Okay.
Yeah. So and actually it was a G boy on his laptop. So that kind of a thing.
Well,
Sometimes when I look at you, I just pray for you in my heart.
For you. May God help you.
Yeah, I just used to pray for him, because if he continues in this route you are taking, God will have mercy.
Anyways,
Let's narrow it down.
so teenagers.
Teenagers, what are those hidden dangers that nobody's talking about, but we know they're actually there?
Okay. When we talk about teenagers, this particular set of people, this particular set of persons, they can be so naive, they can be just anything. So now, imagine most of them that are in school. You do know that I once lived with a cousin sister. This girl, she's almost writing her work, but when she comes back from school, the only thing that she does for herself is just wash her school uniform so that the next day she can be able to iron it. Immediately she gets her phone, start pressing her phone.
How
One day,
does she now read?
like that's the main thing, and that is where examination malpractice comes in. Imagine
That's
someone
it.
that has been going to school from time to time without reading. Then how possibly will you pass? That's where examination malpractice comes in. You obviously cheat.
Exactly.
You will obviously cheat. I was once mostly this is about secondary students. Let's not talk about the university
Yeah,
level.
yeah.
These secondary school students, I was once like them, so I understand. Imagine not reading, and sometimes you'll be in the classroom,
And the
your
worst
mind,
part,
and you know that there is this
The
thing that the
parents will
brain
buy it for
does.
them to use it for projects, and they will use it. And when they, mommy, like
The worst thing that you can do is to tell my mom to buy you a phone for a project. That means you're a terrible deceiver. You cannot even do that one. It's not possible. So I approached her one day, I asked her, my dear, so this thing, I've been watching you for a long time that I've been staying here. How do you cope? And you need to see how her mom praises her, that she's intelligent, that she passes exam, that she scores A's, 99.
Maybe that was the problem.
Yes.
The mentality that she was.
That she was intelligent. But then, call this girl, talk with her, you see that this girl, her brain has leveled down to an extent that she can't even remember what she said some minutes ago.
Yeah.
So that is because the phone has actually taken their time. The time that they're meant to be venturing into their academics, reading, they're pressing phones, scrolling through TikTok. So now I called her one day after hearing all the whole she's intelligent, she's brilliant. So I called her, I was not just tempting her academically. I just wanted to hear from her. We learn every day. So come back and take with that road. So I called her and I was like, my dear, how do you manage to do this? How do you control your phone and your academics and you still score first and everything? She was like, sister, relax. I see I said, I don't know, please don't indulge me. I don't know anything. How do you do this? How do you even read at all? Because I sleep in the same room with her. And most time I stay awake at night, she's not reading.
Yeah.
So maybe open on around in another room, I would just say maybe she reads at night, but she doesn't read at night. She'll not be like, when I go to class, I'll just pay all the attention in the world and I'll listen, and I have this brain that if they teaches me something, I hardly forget it. And I say, okay.
She said that.
So that I know that she forgets what, like, ask her what she said in the past 2 minutes. She cannot even remember. So how do you do this? So I like, at the end, conclusion, I just found out that they all they just do is
she doesn't know
cheat.
anything.
Like, her brain is just so open, so dumb. What she does is just to cheat, copy from her neighbors, and
That's where our bad governance come. Because come to think of it, someone like that, if eventually after schooling now and she now ventures into politics, what will our country look like?
criminal.
I don't know why you went there, but
No, but you see, this screen time causes a lot, honestly. Because come to think of it, from using your phone to not reading, and from not reading to it does a lot.
Do you know?
To
let me tell
can
you.
imagine?
okay, wait, let her tell me something.
Please tell us.
I went to the hospital someday.
Okay.
It was an emergency. I was having this stomach ache and no one was around. My mom wasn't around. I went to the hospital. I met a clinical nurse, all these nursing students that go to clinical posting. So she asked me what's the problem. I was telling her my stomach, my lower abdomen hurts, and I just feel some headache and stuff like that. You know what this girl did? She said a minute. She went and got her phone. Use ChatGPT.
You are even lucky. She wanted to respond to you. Have you ever been in a situation, Auntie Nurse?
Okay.
What did you say the last
God.
time? She keep scrolling and keep asking you what did you say?
No, but do you know where she's going? Where she's coming from?
Yeah, I understand.
That the brains is like an empty place.
Yeah, she now wants to get the information from ChatGPT.
From
You know,
ChatGPT.
when
Do you know I was surprised because this kind of person, she doesn't even know the ChatGPT is not always accurate.
Yeah.
Maybe she wouldn't even know what is happening to me. She will prescribe another medicine for me and sickness.
I'm telling you.
So
you know, my lesson teacher once said this, and I thought it was a joke. He said, "Don't be that kind of doctor that when your patient says, Doctor, I'm having diarrhea. Then you search a note, diarrhea.
God.
And I also have headache. So you're just trying to search because there's nothing upstairs, right?
Why?
So screen time.
I've been in a hospital where because the nurse was on her phone, she swapped the medication of this patient with that of another patient.
God, I beg.
Like she gave this patient medication of another patient and two different people with two different sicknesses. Can you like imagine something? Okay, come to think of it, if like a vet doctor is actually saying, as you understand what I'm trying to say,
Yes.
and they now injection for dog, they will now give it to a human being, and then they please, screen time is all good. Please.
You guys,
it's
it is
really not
good, but just know when to
It's not
stop.
good.
Please don't overdo it.
Please, add
For my
discipline to
safety,
it.
oh, please. I love humanity a lot. Please, nurses and doctors, people,
Just like I saw one
minimize
one
the
certain
time you spend on your phone, so that you not inject me dog injection. I beg you, the name of God.
Please be very careful so you don't get sick.
All right. Let's wrap it all up with tips on how you actually overcame your screen time addiction, so that we can actually educate the teenagers out there who are still struggling.
Okay, engage with more important things,
Okay.
because screen time, let us be honest with ourselves, screen time, if you don't, maybe you are an online, even if you are an online vendor, how long does it take you to post? If you are into forex, how long does it take you to trade? You understand? Even if you must have to stay there like for hours, at least apply using sunshade or some of these glasses. Then on the other hand, you must not stay on the screen for hours. Be disciplined. Don't walk on the road pressing your phones. It's like that one. And if car jam you, guy, they go hellfire. You understand? Please, let's be disciplined.
Assistant Jesus.
All right. Thank you so much, Collins. So your tips, ma'am. Your tips.
Anyways, I won't tell you not to use the media. I won't tell you not to use your screen. That does video coverage, people that does a lot of online stuff. It is good and it pays. But then we live in a current world, a modernized world. The technology is all over everywhere. But then the question is now, what if one day this whole thing crashed? Like this whole thing, the technology, the forex, the editing, and this thing has no other way of being amplified. I would just advise you get a skill. Even if it's making shoes, sewing clothes, don't just depend on the internet, don't depend on screen time, because one day definitely, definitely in a way, it must not do this, it will not just eventually shut down because we are growing, but something else might happen aside shutting down, or we might not have the means of getting
like having
so just
to go before now,
get yourself engaged in useful activities, get a skill, learn a skill, do something useful with your life, then indulge in some important activities. But if you must use your screen, please, I care about you a lot, I love humanity. If you must use your screen, please spend time wisely there. Don't spend the whole day. This is not about you learning things. You eventually see what you don't want to see, because the media is just a free place for everyone to showcase their madness.
And you, in this
Lenten season. So the media is just an open room for everyone to come and showcase their their irresponsibilities and everything. So you just have to calm down, follow responsible people who inspire you, who motivate you. If you're in this Lenten period, just follow more of Christian people, Selman, Asana Basil. Just listen to something good. But then, I'm not saying that the media it is bad. The media can never be bad because it helps us importantly. But then, let's use our time wisely. Because anytime you waste is money wasted.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Collins, and thank you, Eramaka. In fact, I must say that I felt like a teenager in between these two guys. I felt
it's our pleasure.
It's your pleasure
to make you younger. Talk to you.
All right, we've all heard it. It is not entirely bad to use your phone, but the addiction of your phone is the problem. one final advice I would give is that it is your responsibility to take back your time and your focus. Do not let screen time steal your future from you. Until next time, on this discussion segment, we'll call it a wrap on the show. And finally, we have come to the end of the show. We started with telling you about the 4 market days in the Igbo land, the Eke, Ori, Afo, and Nkwo. Are you an Eke ma or an Aboma, whatever ma you are, at least today you're aware of it. We went further with our entertainment gist, the shout out segment where we celebrate your special ones, and finally we want to say goodbye. We hope to have you join us next week, same time, same station, here on Aneke TV. You can always follow us on our social media platforms, on Instagram, on YouTube, on X, Facebook, TikTok, all at Aneke TV. You will find us there. Do not forget to like, comment, and share. It means a lot to us. Until another time, I am your host, Auntie Oni. Bye.
My name is Dr. Emmanuel Ihechi Asonye. I am the CEO of Omenka App LLC. I created Omenka App for the preservation of Igbo language and culture. Omenka App was established in New Mexico, and it is headquartered in Albuquerque, but currently we are also being registered in Nigeria. We have a website. We are also on social media, because my app is primarily for the Igbo community. In 2006, something significant happened among the Igbo community. UNESCO predicted that Igbo language was going to go into extinction, and that was because Igbo people are one of the most traveled people in the whole world. So the more children are born outside of Igbo land, the more they get disconnected. The app is on iOS, it's also on Android. Access the website and download the app from there. And over 2,000 people are using the app right now. But there's an app that will teach you about Igbo culture, Igbo people. We have Igbo poems, we have riddles and jokes, we have Igbo proverbs, then we have the word section where you are going to search Igbo words. Whatever word that you can find in English, you want to make sure it is found in the app in Igbo language. And I encourage everybody from their communities, you can do what we're doing in Omenka app with your own language and with your own culture. Do not allow your culture or your language to die.
The red cap is a powerful symbol of authority, tradition, and chieftaincy. It signifies leadership, cultural identity, and a connection to the ancestors. The red cap is primarily worn by men who hold traditional titles such as Nze, Ozo, Ichie, Chief, Onyish. The number of eagle feathers on the cap can denote the wearer's status within the chieftaincy system. The red cap comes in different shapes, and each shape represents a particular hierarchy in the traditional institution in Igbo land.
ekene gị gị bụ onye ọma na-esonyela anyị na nzukọ ụmụ nwanyị na Aneke TV. Anyị abatakwa ka anyị karịa dịka ụmụ nwanyị anyị bụ, dịka ndị nne, dịka ụmụada, ndị na-ekwuchite ọnụ, ndị na-enwerọ ndị na-ekwuru ha. Maka a sị na abịa n'obodo mgbe o mebibe kpọọ ụmụada, ha ga-agwa gị ya ka o si wee dị mma. Na nzukọ ụmụ nwanyị nke izu a, ihe anyị na-eji neba anya bụ ọ bụrụ onye oyibo, I say I don't know how to put it correct. Agwakwa m ha na m agaghị school, mana ndị na-ebe a bụ ndị gachacha ụlọ akwụkwọ gụọ onye ọfụma, mana mụnwa ga nke abalị. Mana nke abalị ma na ihe anyị na-eji n'anya tata bụ ụmụ ebe anyị gara asị na a na-edeba afa, ya deba afa, e-registration, ama m ndị na-edeba afa ha. Mana ihe m fụrụ ebe ahụ bụ amanya mmiri. Ụmụ nwanyị juru ebe niile, eti ka anyị si eti, ojebego onye nke anyị, onye nke anyị. Ịgụọ ụmụ nwanyị n'ebe ahụ, ha bara ụba, ụmụ nwoke dị mkpụrụ one na one. Mana mgbe o lụzi n'inye ha oche ha ga-anọ ebe dị iche iche, na kanselọ, na House of Assembly, na Senate, na House of Rep, echeta na ụmụ nwanyị ekwesịghị ịga. Onye a ka anyị ji wee sị ka anyị nekene anyị ihe kpatanụ mgbe ụmụ nwanyị kwesịziri ije ewebe anyị n'azụ. Ọ gịnị kpatara ya? Naanị ihe ị ga-eme bụ sonyela anyị, maka ama m na mgbe nkata a ga-agacha, anyị ga-ama ebe mmiri si wee baa n'opi ụgbọgịrị. Abụ m Ngozi Ọtahumele. Ndị mụ na ha nọ na nke izu a dịka nsi wee kwuo bụ ndị jere akwụkwọ n'efife ya na n'ụtụtụ, maka ndị otu anyị je n'abalị. Ndị a wee bụrụ site n'aka ekpe m, Honorable Princess Obiajulu Ugwu. Honorable Princess Obiajulu Ugwu, ya bụ ihe na-anọchite ndị Enugu South Rural. Mma nkwu maka ihe ọ na-eme kịta, emechaa anyị ga-ekwubie, maka ọtụtụ mgbe ka a na-abụ ọ dịka enye nwaanyị, ụmụ nwaanyị a na-anụrụ ụmụ nwaanyị ibe ha ọgụ. Ofu onye jụ mụ ajụjụ oge gara aga sị m biko na ya na-anụ maka Princess, na o nwee ndị ọ na-akwụrụ ụgwọ akwụkwọ, nwee ndị ọ na-emelụ nka, nwee ndị ọ na-emelụ nka. O nwere ihe ọzọ ọ na-eme na-abanye na akpabụ ego. Mgbe o mechara, Princess ga-agwa anyị. Ya bụkwa Deputy Chief Whip na Enugu State House of Assembly. Wee na-asị gị nnọọ na nke izu a, Princess Obiajulu Ugwu, daalụ maka isonyela anyị.
Daalụkwa maka ịkpọbata m ebe a taa.
Onye ọzọ anyị na ya so wee bụrụ, I put it to you, Barrister Nnenna Anozie, Her Excellency. Ọ ihe ọ bụ. Ọ nọ na aula, ọ nọ na MBA, ọ nọ n'ihe niile, na-ekwuru ụmụ nwaanyị ọnụ ha. Ụmụ onye ị ga-eje n'ụlọ ọgụ, mana emechaa anyị ekwuo maka nke ahụ. Barrister Nnenna, anyị na-asị gị nnọọ na nke izu a.
Onyeisi oche ekene m gị, daalụ.
M ga-ebido ebe ị nọ dịka nsogbu ekwuo. Ihe anyị na-eji ineba anya bụ a na-asị kịta pụta debanye afa, pụta debanye afa. Ama m ihe a kpọrọ ya, gwa gị na m jee skuul n'abalị, e-registration. Mgbe elu ụmụ nwaanyị wee ju olu, mgbe a na-edebanye afọ ụmụ nwaanyị eju, mgbe a ga na-eme kampen ụmụ nwaanyị eju. Mana mgbe o luzi n'iwepụta ha jee kanselọ, jee nọchite ogbe ha ma House of Assembly, asị na anyị elu ha. Biko, kedu ebe nsogbu anyị si?
Onyeisi oche ekene m gị, Honorable ekenekwa m gị. Ọ dị mma nnọọ na unu mere ọfụma wee kpọta anyị ka anyị tinye ọnụ n'okwu a, kpọtakwanụ nwanne anyị nwaanyị nke nọzi anọ na ya bụ ọchịchị ka a na-ebele anya n'ihe na-eme. Mụnwa na onwe m bụkwanụ ndị na-eme ya bụ e-registration. O nwere pati maka na arọ anụ nwaanyị nọ n'arịa bụzi nkwado anyị na-akwado maka ọchịchị ndọrọ ndọrọ ọchịchị a ga-adọ n'arọ na-abịa. Ọtụtụ ndị ọda patis ebidogokwa nke ha na-akwadokwe ka ha ga-esi wee chebido ya. Ihe ikwu na ifuru ụmụ nwaanyị ka ha juru ebe niile abụrụ okwu asị, maka na ịbịa mana ụlọ ụka ụmụ nwaanyị juru, mana obodo niile ụmụ nwaanyị akọrọ anụ ọgbakọ si bịa ife ụmụ nwaanyị anyị ejupụta. Mana oluzie mgbe ahụ asị ka enye anyị ọchịchị, ka ewepụta ndị ga-achị ọkachakwa n'obodo, maka oke obodo a ka anyị na-eleba n'anya tata. Ifu na a na-achọzi ụmụ nwaanyị ebe ha nọ, ọ bụrụ gịnị, ọ bụrụ ka anyị si fuo onwe anyị na dis obodo anyị a. Maka na ihe nji ekwu na ọ dị n'obodo anyị a ka ọ kacha wee dị, maka na ụmụ ọtụtụ obodo ndị ọzọ ga-eji fụ na ụmụ nwaanyị ebebego ihe anyị sobego oge obodo ụbọchịzi ụmụ nwaanyị na-achị dị obodo niile. Mana obodo anyị ka na-ekwudo okwu ikwu kanselọ bụkwa nke ikpeazụ na ọchịchị dị. Ekwesịrị isi ụmụ ha ga na-agụta sị na ụmụ nwaanyị ka nkụ na ọhawa na-achị, maka na ọhawa nọ na ihe a na-akpọ grassroots. Biko ihe ọ dị nnọọ ka ịbịa na famili si na nwaanyị anọrọ ịma na ihe niile anyị asachago, so ekwesịrị ebido nnọọ na kanselọ ụmụ nwaanyị eju ebe niile ewebugote ya na chairmanship ndị bụzi chairman na local gọọmenti, ụmụ nwaanyị eju ebe niile abịakwa na steeti otu a onye bụ n'obodo agaba, mana afụtaghị otu a. Ndị be anyị ka nọ ekwenye na ọchịchị ka mma n'aka ụmụ nwoke. Ọ na-adịdị ha ka ụmụ nwaanyị etozuru inwe ọchịchị, ma ọ bụrụ na a ga-enye ha, ọ bụrụ ndị obere ndị na-enwechara ihe nwelu isi ha ga-eme nwunye ya. Mana ebe ahụ a na-ekwu ihe ga-eme n'obodo, ka ihe ga-esi dị mma, ka polisi nke a, ka ịlọ nke a na-achọ mkpụrụ ụmụ nwaanyị one na one. Maka esi ewepụta ndọrọ ndọrọ a, ị ga ha afụ mgbe a ga-ebido debanyewa afa ndị ga-ewepụta ego a ga-akpa afa ndị pati ga-ewepụta. Ị na-ajụzi onwe gị ka nwaanyị nwere udiri, ma ụmụ nwaanyị one ruduru ego. Mana ọ bụkwa ofu onye ga-asị masị ụmụ nwaanyị enwene, mana ifu na opportunity a na-ewepụtacha bụkwara ụmụ nwoke ga na-eju, because opportunity a bụ ebe ọ ga-anọnụ wee na-enweta n'ego ọ ga-eji wee pụtakwa ya bụ ndọrọ ndọrọ ọchịchị. So ọ bụrụ ya anyị gaa na-atinye n'ihe eji adọ ndọrọ ndọrọ ọchịchị, agwa gị ya ifu na gị wa bụ nwaanyị ama mmezu ya. Andụ ka m si wee kwu na mbụ, ọtụtụ ụmụ nwoke ma ndị ụfọdụ ụmụ nwaanyị ekwenyere dị na ụmụ nwaanyị erugo ịchị nwa nwoke. Ifu gị ọ na-emetụta anyị n'ihe niile, ma ọtụtụ ụlọ ụka ma ọtụtụ ebe a na-ekpe ekpere ihe ofufe ifu na ha ekwetebe. So o bidogodo na nkweta anyị, o bidoro na ihe na-enye anyị nsogbu nkweta anyị. Then kedu ka obodo society kedu ihe ha kwenyere ekwetego na nwaanyị nwee ike ịchị. Then ndị pati nwa na-ewepụta ndị akịta na-emecha na ha na-erejista ndị mmadụ, ụmụ nwaanyị eju ebe niile. Ihe ha believe bụ na ụmụ nwaanyị a ka anyị jiri ha wee nweta ihe anyị na-achọ. Mgbe elu na nwaanyị a na ụfọdụ asị gị o nwere gọvanọ na-achị mgbe ahụ bịakwute asa biko ka anyị chọrọ ka iwepụta nwaanyị ka ọ bịa solu gị bụrụ onye nke ịbụa gị. Ọ sị na ụmụ nwaanyị mekịta ha n'ọdị ndị nụrụ di amụọ nwa, ndị mụrụ nwa eje ọmụgwọ. A na-ewere ihe na-enwere isi wee na-agụpụ anyị na anyị ga-anụ di na anyị bụ ụmụ nwaanyị na anyị jee na-edebe ụlọ na ịmụrụ ụmụ. Ihe a niile abụrụ ị nwere ego ị ga-eji wee na-eke. So a lot of things, ma even maka ọcha anya sị gị ka ebe ifu nwoke nwaanyị na-achị nwoke. Ihe a niile bụrụ ihe bụ ihe mgbaaka wee nye anyị n'ịpụta. Mana nke kacha njọ na nke ndọrọ ndọrọ ọchịchị a, because ama mmụọ nwere ebe kọchọsis ga-abịa na bụrụ gọvanọ ma ọ ga-abịa na bụrụ kanselọ, kama nọ sistem anyị furu onwe anyị. Ya na ya nwaanyị bụ financial secretary, women leader na ihe ndị ọzọ ebe. So maka na
financial secretary bụ onye ga-edi
onye ga-ejide dị ego nụ ala. So ihe a bụ amarọ m ka aba nkọcha bebi mgbe nwanne anyị tinyere ọnụ ihe a ga-ekwukarị.
Princess amanụ m na onwe okwu ị ga-agbakwunye nna ya ịbanyego anyị afụgo ọtụtụ ọrụ. Anọghị m n'Enugu South, mana ofu onye kwuru na ya na-ajụ kedu ebe o si eweta ego o ji alụ ọrụ a. Onye bụ na nwaanyị ga-eme nwunye. Mana ime anya na ihe na-eme, ọ dịghị ka anyị agbagotego ụmụ nwaanyị, ọ dịghị ka anyị akwadotego ijide ọchịchị.
Nke onye isi oche ka m kenekwa gị ọzọ, kene ha excellency. Ịma na mgbe ị kpọrọ ya ha excellency, isi na ọ na-eme ọtụtụ ihe anyị ji akpọ ya ha excellency bụ na ọnya bụ ofu nwaanyị zọrọ ọkwa gọvanọ na 2019 under Fresh Party. So ọnya ka ebe ha excellency si bido. So ọ dị ekwu ihe ọ dị eme. Nke a bido n'ịsa ajụjụ ịjụ ma ụmụ nwaanyị akwadogo neneni ya n'ụlọ malụ ma ọkwado gbaba olu ihe eji nwaanyị eme ma ma olu ihe eji mmadụ eme n'ọchịchị. Ịna-anya na ọchịchị na administration anyị nke taa nke barrister Dr. Peter Ndubuisemba bụ onye isi ya, na-anya na ndị niile o nyelu nke a na-akpọ appointive positions bụ ụmụ nwaanyị. Ịna-anya efo, ị na-anụ transport, ị na-anụ na Enugu, ị na-anụ na ọ nwaanyị nọcha na ọkwa na-eme ka ebe ndị a na-aga. inwe ikike inwe ike gwa m mkpọtalụ ụfọdụ ụmụ nwanyị na-eme ọfụma na gọọmenti a. Enwere mmadụ dịka Ngozi Edi, Commissioner for Gender, ọ nwanyị ka ọ bụ. Ime anyị ifu na violence against women bụ GBV reduce to the barest minimum. Ọ bụrụ na ọ dịrọ ọ ka dị, mana ọ na-agbasi mbọ ike ịfụ na ekpochapụrụ ihe ọbụla bụ mmegide nye ma nwaanyị ma nwoke, ya bụ gender. Abịa n'ebe a na-akpọ smart green schools nọ n'Enugu, ị na-arụ n'ụwa smart school eme ọfụma, smart school nke a na-eme ọfụma. Nwaanyị bụ ihe bụ SPA smart school, ya Dr. Chinyere onye isi. Ị bịa na transport system Enugu, alụọ bus terminal, eme nke a eme nke ọzọ. Nwaanyị bụ ihe bụkwa SSA transport. Ifi ugo na ifu na ebe niile ụmụ nwaanyị nọ, sektọ niile ụmụ nwaanyị agbalụ mbọ tinye ụmụ nwaanyị, ihe dị iche dị ya. Gịnwa ka m ga-ajụzi, ọ dị gị ka ụmụ nwaanyị adị nkwadobe iji ọchịchị?
Ihe nji wee jụọ ma ọ dị ụmụ nwaanyị ọ dị nkwadobe iji ọchịchị bụ itinyesighị aka n'ebe dị iche iche, mana ebe anyị na-ene anya bụ ebe a ha ga-ekwupụtezi ụfọdụ ihe na ndị kanselọs. Ụmụ nwaanyị bụ abịa kịta anụnwa na lokal gọọmenti, ama m na ndị kanselọ na-elu ihe dịka 6 ma 7 ma 10, mana ị na-anya na lokal gọọmenti niile dị n'Enugu, ịgụ ụmụ nwaanyị niile dị na ya, ama m na ha erugoro 10. Ị bịa na House of Assembly, ndị House of Assembly anyị dị ka ha dị 24, ụmụ nwaanyị one na ebe ahụ. Ebe ụmụ nwaanyị ga-ekwu okwu mee ihe a na-afụ anya, ịma afụ ụmụ nwaanyị. Onwe ihe o mere na nwaanyị bụ ka na deputy gọvanọ rụọ ọrụ ọfụma. Kemgbe ekele Enugu sọsọ ofu ugbo ka nwaanyị bugo deputy gọvanọ. Onwe ihe o mere na enye nwaanyị deputy.
Ihe o ji dị mma na ibido n'oge wee na-ekwu okwu a, dịka mụ na ha excellency bido na-akpa mgbe anyị na-akparịta ụka tupu anyị ebido ihe mmemme a anyị na-eme. Ihe o ji dị mkpa bụ na anyị ka bido n'oge. Ndị Igbo na-asị na ebido n'oge chụwa ewu dị ojii. Anyị ebidogo n'oge. Ihe a na-akpọ advocacy, ọ ga-adị mma ma ụmụ nwaanyị a niile pụta anụ na-eme e-registration APC anyị na ha tinye aka ọnụ. Ofu onye jụrụ m kedu mkpa ọ dị na ya rejista wee bụrụ onye pati. Nsị na mkpa ọ dị bụ na irejista ha as onye pati, iwe nwee ike wee kwuo onye a ga-enye tiketi na praịmarị na onye a ga-eje maọbụ na onye ama nje. Mana ọ bụ na irejistara, ị ga-anọ n'ilo na-aba mba, ị ga-atụwukwa vootu mbosi vote maka na ịdị registered as an INEC na INEC as a voter, registered voter. Mana ndị usoro eji arọpụta ndị ga-aga ịzọ ọchịchị anwa ịma nwe nkwuwa okwu ebe anwa. So ọ dị mkpa na onye ọbụla mbanye tinye aka debanye n'ọchịchị. Abịa na ihe ị na-ajụ m maka ụmụ nwaanyị, ihe mee na ụmụ nwaanyị ha na-abịakwa ịbịa, ụmụ nwaanyị ga-eme nwunye. Anyị ga-eme nwunye ọfụma, mana ọ dị mkpa ọkacha kịta anyị nwere onye na-ege anyị ntị. Ọtụtụ oge m na-asị ndị mmadụ na ihe nji wee jee n'APC, ihe nji kwete banye APC bụ na 2022 anyị nwere 5 bills ụmụ nwaanyị wete na National Assembly. Ekwudị maka ya na-edi anya etufuo ya, efefuo ya. Ọ bụrụ Tinubu bụ onye isi ala mgbe ahụ, mana Tinubu a bụ onye isi ala, ọ bụgokwanụ gọvanọ steeti, o wee kwado nwunye ya wee bụọ sinetọ onye omeiwu nke kachacha elu na Naịjirịa. Ọ kwụsara ebe ahụ, ebidokwa ọzọ kịta. O nwee ihe a na-akpọ reserve seat for women's bill, anyị na-ekwu okwu ya kemgbe ebido constitution review. Ịba na Tinubu chọọ ka nwunye ha laa etinye n'ọnụ na ihe reserve seat bill, nwunye ya ma etinye, mana ọ na-akwado ya, a na-alọbi, a na-advocate ka o wee bụrụ na emeela ụmụ nwaanyị oche pụrụ iche. Maka na ụmụ nwoke na-asị ụna na-asị nye anyị 35%, nye anyị kwota, onye ga-apụrụ gị n'oche. Ndị nke ụmụ nwoke mụ na ha nọ na house, ọ na-eme anyị nsị ha na obo next dispensation na a ga-enwekwa 8, that is to represent 35. Ha sị princess ọmụ a ka ị ga-achụpụ n'oche. Anyị amụọ, anyị eweli amụ. Mana nke bụ eziokwu bụ na bụ oge anyị ka bido n'oge chụwa ewu adị ojii maka na anyị nwee gọvanọ na-ege ntị nwee prezidenti na-ege ntị ihe ụmụ nwanyị nwee prezidenti na-ege ihe ụmụ nwanyị na-amasị na-emetụta gọvanọ anyị na-ekwu ebe ọbụla nje ihe o ji dịka m eweli isi m tinye n'ebe Peter Ndubuisi Mba nọ bụ na mgbe anyị bidochara administreshọn na mgbe omebe kabinet ya ka anyị nwere interaction nwesịa onye isi nekwa na ịbụkwa gọvanọ nekwa na onye ọzọ bụkwa deputi sa kekwa na otu anyị ga-esi wee nwee ụmụ nwanyị nekwa na anyị dị ịbụọ na House of Assembly kedu ka a ga-esi gọvanọ anyị wee sị na appointment ya ga-emeki sure na anyị nwere ọtụtụ ụmụ nwanyị and o melia anyị nwee up to 50 nke mma mgbe m kaụntụ mgbe m gụrụ ọnụọgụgụ aka na-ekwu ka a na-ekwu ebute reserve seats bill public hearing Governor Peter Ndubuisi Mba bụ the first governor endorsed that bill ka enwee ụmụ nwanyị n'oche ya ọ bụrụ na ụmụ nwanyị ga-achịkọnata onwe ha ọnụ jekwuwe ndị isi anyị mewe ha na-akpọ advocacy mewe ha na-eme a na-akpọ lobbying n'oge o nwere ike anyị enwee ike wee kwụọ onye ukwu ha
maka na ọ dị m ka nsogbu anyị ọ dị ebe ụmụ nwaanyị nọ ma ọ bụkwa ma nsogbu anyị ọ dị ebe ụmụ nwaanyị nọ nsogbu anyị dị ebe ụmụ nwaanyị nọ ọ bụrụ na ị na-ene n'anya ihe anyị na-ene anya bụ kedu ka ụmụ nwaanyị ga-esi wee bata tinye ọnụ n'okwu o wee na-aga ọfụma maka na ebe ọbụla nwaanyị nọ ihe dị iche na-adị dịka princess wee kwuo nene anya ebe niile ụmụ nwaanyị na-alụ ọrụ ifu na ọ na-agazi ọfụma ya bụ na echiche m bụ na ọ bụkwa na-enye ụmụ nwaanyị ohere ọ bụ na ha dị bụọ na House of Assembly mee ka ha luo 6 mee ka ha luo 10 ọ bụ na ha dị bụọ na kọmishọna mee ka ha luo 15 ifu na obodo ga-agbanwe prezidenti anyị na-alụ ọrụ gọvanọ anyị na-alụ ọrụ ụmụ nwaanyị a na-alụkwa nke ha ụmụ nwaanyị a na-akwado ibe ha ọ gịnị kpata asị nwaanyị na nwaanyị na-aga ifu nwaanyị ga-anọ n'akụkụ si mgba m nka nwaanyị ga-alụ ọ gịnị kpata ụmụ nwaanyị ejikọcha ọkụ ụmụ nwaanyị pụta nyere aka wee ọnụ
ọtụtụ oge ịma na ụmụ nwaanyị na-ekwukwanụ bụ ụmụ nwaanyị nọ na di ọtụtụ ha nọ na di ọtụtụ ha bụ ụmụ ndị mmadụ ya na our I don't know how to say this in Igbo. Okay, so our society makes it look like every nwatakịrị nwaanyị ọbụla maọbụ nne nwaanyị ọbụla onye ọbụla bụ nwaanyị nọ n'okpuru nwoke ịma nkwu ma nwoke ekwube ọ bụgodị na ịchọ inwe all the wisdom they don't want you to say it because na ịbụ nwaanyị nke a bụ ofu nke abụọ ha na-eyi ụmụ nwaanyị egwu n'ịpụta n'ihe politiks n'ịpụta n'ihe ọchịchị ha sị gị mba agakwa n'ebe ahụ a ga-emekwa nke ọzọ nke ite abụrụ ọtụtụ oge ụmụ nwoke na-eji ajọ okwu wee gwa ndị nke ha nwee n'ụlọ banyere nwaanyị nke pụtara apụta ha sị gị o ije gị ije so ịchọ ije soli ya nụ ka ije soli ya mewe ihe ọ na-eme di ya ụda anụzi ya nwezi they tell you things that will make you ihe ga-eme gị isi ọ bụkwa etu aka politiks nwadị ka ị ka na-eme ya ka ị ka na-ekwu nke ahụ ka ha ka ị na-ebidozi na-afụzi for instance ịfụwazie nwa bụ princess asa ajọ mmadụ na mesolugo ndị politiks ya echi ọ dịzie izi apụtasị gị ngwa ka ewepụ princess tinye Okeke Okafọ isi eziokwu nwaanyị akwado ozugbo oje CWO sị yes wepụnụ nwaanyị ọ bụrụ ihe poison ihe agwara ya n'ụlọ ma di ya ma ụmụ nwoke gba ya round ihe ha gwa ya o mee ya ọ dị ya ka nwaanyị ibi ya etoruro anyị kwesịrị n'anya sị ụmụ nwaanyị o ma ọ na-emete o ma ọ daghị emete ndị nke anyị fọrọ afọ anyị ga na-akwagide ha nọrụgodi n'ebe a nọchite oche anya ahụ maka na ihe na-atụ m ụjọ mgbe ụfọdụ bụ na o nwere ike ịka na-eme ka ị na-eme ewepụ nwaanyị ahụ eweta nwoke tie chi ọzọ nọmba anyị bụ ụmụ nwaanyị aka na-adụ
daalụrị nne gị bụ onye ọma na-esonyela anyị ama m na ọ na-adaba dịka anyị si kwue maka na anyị bụ ụmụ nwaanyị anyị agbachigo nkịtị karịa ka anyị kwesịrị ịgbachi nkịtị oge erugo mgbe anyị ga-eti mkpu anyị ebidokwekwe ntibịa anya bụ mkpu ka anyị gbatị ụkwụ ọ bụ na anyị nachite azụ anyị a na-aga n'ihu.
Ehe, a sị na ekwe kụọ ama agba, ekwe ụmụ nwaanyị akụọla o. Ọkwa na nzukọ ụmụ nwaanyị oge anyị ji akpa maka ọdịmma anyị karịkwa maka ọdịmma ezinụlọ. Nzukọ ụmụ nwaanyị bụ ebe anyị na-akpa maka arụ ike anyị, ndọrọ ndọrọ ọchịchị, azụmahịa, omenala ndị ahụ dị mma nakwa ihe ndị ahụ ga-eweta ọganihu n'obodo. Naanị ihe ị ga-eme bụ sonyela anyị na nzukọ ụmụ nwaanyị ebe ahụ a na-akarị ihe na-eweta ọganihu n'obodo. Ndị nne, ndị nna, oge a bụkwa nke anyị. Sonyela anyị na Aneke TV n'ebe a na-emetụ aka n'ihe ndị oyibo na-akpọ soshal midia na TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. Ọkwa na Aneke TV ka ihe ndị a niile na-eme. Aneke TV, anyị apụọnụ.
Ekene gị dịka ị ka na-esonyela anyị agbatigo ụkwụ tinye mmiri n'akpịrị wee nachite azụ na nzukọ ụmụ nwaanyị na Aneke TV. Ihe anyị na-ene anya bụ kedu otu anyị bụ ụmụ nwaanyị ga-esi wee bata ọfụma na ndọrọ ndọrọ ọchịchị. Ịnụgo na ka esi ekwu ya, anyị bụ ụmụ nwaanyị kwesịrị ịpụta. Egekwana ntị ha na-ekwu, hei, ị chọghị ịpụta ewee ịchọ ịba politiks tụfie akwa ọ bụ ọkwa ụmụ nwaanyị niile na-aba na-akọtọ asị ọ ihe eji aghọrị anyị mechie anyị anya ka anyị ghara ịma ya, mana nkịta anyị amagoro ihe ọfụma. Na-abịa ebe ị nọ barista Nnenna anọzie dịka princess si wee kwuo ọtụtụ ihe ka anyị fugo n'aka. Biko kedu ihe ọ dị ka anyị kwesịrị ime?
Aga m ebido ba ikwu na ụmụ nwaanyị anyị ndị nke banyegoro abanye dịka ọnụ ha bido mebegodo ihe mesibia ike good etin na ikwu na onwe onye jos fụgị na-asị gị nwaanyị a na-eme ihe a niile ebe ka o si bute ego maka ego ole ka a na-akwụkwọ ha na-emekwa ihe ndị ahụ. Amagodo m na krismas anụwa ndị saịdị ebe m bi maka ebiko na ma onye isi m bi ya esoro m ebi m na konstituensi ya ọ sị biko na a ga-enwekwa ndị famili na-enwere ka ọha m bịakwa bịa buru akpa rice bụ ọnọgide gada ụmụaka niile ụmụ agbọghọ ndị na-achọ ọrụ na ndị si m jekwa mee ha trenin na a ga-eme ndị a trenin ka enwe ike na-enye ha ọrụ edejuba afa ọkwa ya na-asị a na echọrọ ebe 150 edebe afa debe efugia ọ bụrụ so anyị na-afụ na ha na-eme ihe ndị mmadụ na-afụ na ụmụ nwaanyị ka ndị ọgụnyecha ndị nọ na smart school, ndị nọ na transport, ndị na-ebe dị iche iche afụ na ndị ahụ ụmụ nwaanyị anọ na-enwe ihe ha na-arụ. Ọ ga-enyere anyị bụ ụmụ nwaanyị aka so that anyị na-eje na advocate anyị asị ya ọkwefu n'obere nke pozishọn ụmụ nwaanyị nọ na ha ji emepụta ihe otu a ha pere mpe wee nọrọ na haus. I am speaker ndị ọzọ nọ ebe ahụ nwaanyị wee binye si ka okwu si ya ngwa ka anyị nụrụ ihe nwaanyị ga-ekwu maka nwaanyị na-asọpọtụ bil na-ewepụta bil na-ekwu okwu na onwere ka ị ga-esi ebe ọ bụla nwaanyị nọ ka ịhafe mana olesi ọ na-enyere nwaanyị ahụ ọpọchuniti mana inye ọpọchuniti ọ na-eme ihe e kwesịrị ime ha a ga-ama na ọkwa mkpụrụ ibu aka ha dị mana na ihe ha na-eme ifugia so ndị nke enyegoro ya bụ ohere mee na ọfụma ndị nke na-enwetabe ohere bido gbaba mbọ. Ihe ọzọ bụ ọ bụrụ na ọpọchuniti abịa anyị adịkwa nkwadobe. Ọ bụrụ akwụkwọ ka ị chọrọ ịnidiri ego, ọ bụrụ ọrụ aka ka ị nidiri inweta ka ị wee nwee ike wee nwetagodo nyebe ego maka nwerekwa nke a na-adash mgbe anyị ndọrọ ndọrọ ọchịchị na 2019 a na-asị na na-enye ụmụ nwaanyị free pati m si na ha denye akwụ m 100,000 naira ka wee nweta tiketi ifuge msi ebe a jee Lagos awa onye isi mgbe ahụ Reverend Chris Okotie ati onye ọbụla ifu na ị ga-espendi ego enwere onye ga-abịa wale anya gị ọsọgodo pati gị si na a na-enye free enye na gị free maka na ọ bụ na enye gị free tiketi azụ nwaanyị onye nke kwụziri ụgwọ wee mee iwe sị ya jee pụọ ọrụ gị n'akụkụ so ị ga-agba ụmụ nwaanyị ga-ebido gbaba mbọ tinyebe aka otu anụ si na ya gwara onye na-acha ajụ ya kedu ihe ọ ga-abụ nya rejista uru gị bụ na ibugoro pati memba ịbụzi stakeholder so a na-ekwu okwu si ndị pati apụta maka ihe niile na-ebido bụ ibugodo memba inwe interest a sị na e nwere opportunity na a na-azọ escos isoro na ndị nwere ike ịpụta na ya chọọ ịbụ onye isi enwere pati na Enugu a ADC nwaanyị bụ onye isi ya na Enugu steeti ọ nwaanyị ka ọ bụ ị na-agwa m na enwere ọzọ ụmụ nwoke niile na-achọcha ka ha bụrụ ya mana ị ga-eprove godo onwe gị so dị nkwadobe mebe ọfụma gbaba mbọ nwetebe ego nwee ihe ị na-arụ na-emepụta ihe n'obodo na-eje imego na-apụta maka ịma nọ n'imebeghị amalụ gị akpọ ụdịrị okwu akpọrọ asị na achọ nwaanyị ga-abịa kwuo ofu okwu pụta kwuo ifu na o tere aka gwalụ ọnọrọbụ na ọ ga-eme ha ọ sịrị ewo bizi nke nwa ọgbalụ bịaba hapụta ihe niile maka na ọ chọrọ ka ekwugide ihe a kwuruo o so na ndị bụ ihe biil a n'isi ka a ga-esi mee ka ụmụ nwaanyị maka ije n'obodo ndị mba dị iche iche dịka Rwanda na ndị ọzọ ha nwechara dị special seat bill mezi eji nwee ọtụtụ ụmụ nwaanyị na-achị and ijiche n'obodo a na-agwa gị maka ya obodo a na-eme ọfụma and ọ na this law making ihe na ka anyị chọrọ ka e nwee more women maka onye wepụtara ọchịchị bie ọkwa mbọsị aka na-ekiri steeti gọvanọ si na afịa manzụ for 1 week makwa pawa iji na-enwe ọchịchị na afịa manzụ for 1 week ọ dị otu a emechie ya so ebe anyị chọkwala onwe ya na-akpọ appointment or this thing of tokenism ọ dị mma mana ya chọchara ya because anyị chọrọ ebe nke ọ gaba anyị nọrọ anyị na-ekwupụta okwu anyị chọrọ elective position as much as we anyị chọkwalụ appointive position so ka enye ohere parties ndị a na-eme ha wetụta na ego nwa obere ebe ọ ga-ekwe ma nwoke ma nwaanyị enye na anyị free nwoke ga-enwetanwu tiketi a nwaanyị ga-enwetanwu ya then citizens so wee na-ezunye ndị a ka ha jezuo oshi princess basị gị na ya chọrọ ka ị sọpọt isi ego ole ka ị ga-enye m ndị makwa na Honorable Emmanuel nyere na 20,000 gị nwa bịa na-akpọ ya ịkpọrụ mitin o nwere kọmọnọji ịjụkwara ya mgbe ọ ga-espendicha ego a niile ọ banyezie ihe ọ ga na-achọ bụ ka a ga-esi rikọva so ma ndị a na-achị o unu kwesịrị ịkwado nwaanyị ụmụ nwaanyị bụ unu nweenụ confidence na unu ga-achịnwu pụtanụ n'igwe nwa nwaanyị pụta ọ bụrụ na ọ dịrọ mma ya na di ya na-ese okwu nwere nke a ọnwa bikos ụmụ nwoke ndị na-achị anya bụ ha nwa bụ the best anyị enwego prezidenti ya na-asị na ọ gụchahụ sekọndịrị skuul mana ọ chịrị anyị chịcha anyị enwe nke a na-achị achị asị na onwero satifiketi onye achịcha na-achị
because they have AIDS
and the AIDS can do anything
yes.
So enene nwaanyị na hey ka ya nene echetara m mgba nke ahụ ụfọdụ asị ka afụgodo ọ bụrụ na win gọvanọ Enugu steeti nche ya echicha ya ọfụma enwe ndị ọgbọ m bụ prezidenti ndị gafe ndị ntọcha ọ bụrụ gịnị icheta ya ịchọtakwa ndị ọzọ dịkwa ka gị tinye na ndị ka gị mma sef achịrị obodo na-aga
maka na ọ bụrụ
ofu onye na-arụ ya so ihe nzọ na agụ nwaanyị bụ ọ bụrụ ewepụta nwaanyị onwe ka anyị si jegide ha gọvanọ Mba maka anyị na-ayọkwa ya osi ike nwoke maalụ uru nwoke na nwaanyị ba ifu ihe nwunye ya na-arụgasị interventions ọ nwe nwunye arụ ọrụ nọ na ya biko ekwekwana ka ijekwa walụ nwoke tinyekwala onwe gị na ọchịchị ga
onye a ka m chọọ ịjụ Princess Obi ajụrụ dịka ndị nọ na House of Assembly ọ ha maka ọ dịara ikwu ka anyị tibe mkpu ka ụmụ nwaanyị gaa mụọ onwe ihe o mere na-abịa na dịka na steeti ọ bụ sọsọ Enugu nwoke bụrụ gọvanọ nwaanyị abụrụ deputi kedu nke bụ nwoke bụrụ gọvanọ nwaanyị nwoke abụrụ ọbụla appointment biko unu ha bụ ndị na-ebe a na-emebi iwu ọ ihe dị possible
so ihe a bụ a na-ekwu na the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. If you can help me translate it, I'll be happy.
Na ọ bụ na a na-atọ ụkwụ kpọm nwayọọ nwayọọ anyị eruo ebe anyị na-aga ka si otu atapịa anya
Daalụ nne. So anyị na-ekwu kịta maka reserved seats bill. Ọtụtụ ihe ga-emenwu n'ebe a na-eme iwu mana ebe a na-eme iwu ọ bụrụ na ọtụtụ ụmụ nwaanyị anọ ga-ekwute nwa ọnụ ha ịma na nwere ihe a ga-eme ya na anyị ga-ebidogodi gụọ anyị egbegodi n'igwe anyị etukwa ala anyị wee gbuo igwe wee gaa ije ya na anyị nweta ọnọdụ maka ụmụ nwaanyị na-emebi iwu Enugu South a na ekenekwa ndị Enugu South maka ha gba mbọ rinne anyị nweta 13 wards n'Enugu South ise bụ ụmụ nwaanyị na councilorship ọ bụrụ na replicate ya na the whole local governments that will be a lot abịa bugotia na House of Assembly enwe ọtụtụ ụmụ nwaanyị so that na ụlọ mgbe anyị asị ndị kwenu si anyị enwere ọtụtụ ụmụ nwaanyị ga-asị anyị maka na otu anụ ebe a kịta na ọ bụrụ sọnsọ olu ha ya abịachi olu mana enwe ọtụtụ ụmụ nwaanyị ma enwe ike wee weluzi iwu wee kwado nke ị na-ekwu maka ya mana ka anyị na-eche iwu ahụ ọ dị mkpa ịkwụ maka advocacy kwuo na gọvanọ bụ gọvanọ na-ege ntị kwuo na gọvanọ bụ gọvanọ na-ege ntị banyere ihe ụmụ nwaanyị specifically ekwuru ya tie aka n'obi kwuo ya maka ada m ekwu na mmadụ gwara m na-ekwu nke mfụ n'anya m ọ bụkwa na anyị ga-advocate ọ ga-enyekwa aka maka na ọtụtụ oge dialogue na-aka enyela aka. Ọ dị mma na a ga-emenwu ihe nwoke ga-eme mana enwe strength nwaanyị nwee nke nwoke nwee. Ọ bụrụ na ọtụtụ n'ime anyị gụrụ akwụkwọ akpọ She Stoops to Conquer, ọ bụrụ na ụmụ nwaanyị ndị Igbo sịkwa na igbu ikpere ka nwee uji alụ nne ya ala, anyị jee anyị maka anyị esi wee bido wee gwawa ndị nọ n'ọchịchị okwu ha ege anyị ntị wee meela anyị ha anyị na-arịọ.
Daalụ rinne. Barrister Nnenna, ọ dị ka o nwere ọrụ ụmụ nwoke ga-alụ n'ọrụ a na-ekwu?
Ụmụ nwoke bụ awalaịza ọgwụkwa na onye na-achị anyị kịta ọkwa nwoke ka ọ bụ. Anyị ji na-asị na anyị jekwunu ya ma ndị di anyị dịka o kwuru mgbe ọ na-ekwu, ị ga-afụ ụfọdụ ndị di so n'ihe na-akwanyere ụmụ nwaanyị akwadokwana nwaanyị a n'ime a na nwaanyị a na o melụ nka. So anyị nidi ụmụ nwoke ịghọtagodo onye ka jisi gị na ya bụkwu mindset anyị ka anyị si wee na-eto. O bidocha ivu mma na ezinụlọ ịbịa n'ihe gbasara ihe a ga-emesi ike ma ebe okwu na-eru n'ọnụ na-eru n'okwu asị ka ụmụ nwaanyị pụọ. Ị ga-afụ nwaanyị ọmụchacha nwa zụba zụchacha bọsa ya bụ ịnụrụ nwa ya asị ya madam jee na nwaanyị adịghị esi ekwu okwu kedu eme na ọma njikwe o ruzie echi nwatakịrị je banye na famili ọmarọ ifu gị ma ọ dabazia n'isi nne. So a ga-emegodo ka ụmụ nwoke anyị ghọta na ọchịchị abụrụ mgbe Chukwu na-eke ụwa ọ sịrọ nọọsụ nwoke ga-achị, ọ sịrị jee chibanụ mụbaa na ọ gwara ya ụmụ nwoke na ụmụ nwaanyị. So ghọta na ya na ọchịchị abụrụ maka ụfọdụ na-arụ ọrụ ebe ọ ga-abụ ebe ị na-arụ na Aneke TV ọ bụgụwa bụ managing director, o nwecha ụmụ nwoke nwere ike ịnọgị n'okpuru ọ bụrụ nwaanyị ha nwa bụrụ nwoke kwagwa bụ onye isi. So o nwere ihe ọ na-ewepụ mmadụ na-arụ na nwaanyị bụ onye ọchịchị mana ka ndị be anyị si afụta ọ dị ka arụ na-abịa nnọọ na whole steeti asị na nwaanyị bụ gọvanọ. So mana ha gbọghọta ya na ụbụrụ isi ada enye ya maka na ịbụ nwoke ma ọ na-ebu nwaanyị. Ọchịchị ekwesịrị ịbụ na ịbụ nwoke ịbụ nwaanyị. Eziokwu na ọ nwere ihe nwaanyị ga-emenwu nwoke ama mmenwu, enwere ihe nwoke mana ọ bụrụ maka ọchịchị. Ọkwa ndị gụrụ egwu mgbe nwasị na ọchịchị ka mma na onye o doro anya, onye ahụ o doro anya nwere ike ịbụ nwoke ma ọ bụrụ nwaanyị. So anyị nidi ka ụmụ nwoke kwado anyị na-afụta ya na ọ bụghị ịmụ aka ka ụmụ nwaanyị na-ama ha na anyị na-asị na onye nọ n'ebe a onye egwu ụmụ nwaanyị na-agụ side by side in true equality. Ya na ihe a bụ anyị na-abụ dị mma ịrụ ihe a onye ọbụla oru equality anyị na-ekwu abụrụ na mụ na gị bụzi anyị razi maka equal opportunity. Na achọrọ onye ga-abụ gọvanọ Enugu steeti asị nwoke weta akwụkwọ nwaanyị weta akwụkwọ ede exam onye ọbụla pasịrị ya. Anyị achọghị mma ịbụ nwoke ịbụ nwaanyị, achọrọ m ka ụmụ nwoke fụbi otu a maka anyị na-edi ha to support us. Ndị di soro ụmụ nwaanyị nyebere aka n'ụlọ maka ọtụtụ mgbe akpọọ mitin ọ bụ na otu a princess nọ na ọnọlụ di ya kwadoro ọsịa ya biko ya na-eje Aneke TV ọsịa gịnị gị na skuul rọn erugo nne efife erugo mana ọ bụ na nwoke ga-ejenwu skuul rọn ma ọ nyere aka mee nke nne efi ọsị oke nsizie na studio pụọ njebezie skuul rọn ifu na ị na-enyere aka n'ọrụ ụlọ na-enyekwa aka na-akwado na-akwado nwaanyị ga-apụta n'ike soro ịbịa mee mitin a na-eme. Ọ bụgodị ma n'abalị nwasị ka a na-eme mitin ị nwere ike iburu nwunye gị kipụ ya kọmpanị na-eje mee ya bụ mitin so that ihe isi na ọ na-eje ịgba akwụna ma ọ na-eji ime ihe nwa. So anyị dịrị ụmụ nwoke ọha maka na politiks na biko gbakenenụ mbọfụ ọ bụgodoro na ka ebido na deputy nwa emere ya na Kogi steeti the whole deputy chairman bụ ụmụ nwaanyị oles ma nwaanyị winzi the chairman. A na-eme otu a ifu na ọ ga-eme a na-agba maka ebe a ka anyị ga-esi nweta experience asị na anyị nwere experience ụmụ kedu ka anyị ga-esi nweta ebe m nọ na be m ebe a ka anyị ga-esi nweta experience ebe a ka anyị ga-esi nweta tu obere ego anyị ga-ejizi wee na-emekwa ihe ndị ọzọ a na-eme.
Daalụ rinne. Na mkpokọta okwu gị Princess Obiajulu Ugwu mgbe ị na-ekwu okwu o nweghị isi wee kwuo advocacy nya bụ na unu ga na-eje na-akọwatala ụmụ nwaanyị ke ndụmọdụ ị ga-adụ onye na-ene n'anya kachacha ndị a na-abịa registration a na-eme kịta ụfọdụ n'ime ha na-eje ebe ahụ ha kete cook ekete pọns a na-ekecha anya ha anaba ke ndụmọdụ ị ga-adụ ụmụ nwaanyị ka ha marụ mkpa ọ dị na ha pụtara.
Daalụ onye isi oche, ndụmọdụ m ga-adụ ụmụ nwaanyị dị pụọ ime nkwunye okwu ebe ị na-anọ ọ dị mkpa na ịbata na irejista ime rejistreshọn nke ya ka iwe nọnwụ na ebe a na-ekwu okwu. Nke Igbo wee bụrụ ọtụtụ ihe na-efegharị na soshal midia tata na-eme ndị mmadụ ụmụ nwaanyị ma alụkwa na Enugu steeti Nigeria nwelụ Christianity as their background. Ọtụtụ ihe na-aga kịta na-eme na social media ọ na-afly ndị mmadụ a na-achọ ịma aka ka unu si kwuo nwoke na nwaanyị a na-achọ ịma aka. Na-agwa anyị nke bụ eziokwu, ọ bụrụ na anyị afụ ụmụ nwoke dịka ndị anyị na ha ga-arụrịkọta, anyị akwanyela ugwu olu ha akwanyela anyị ugwu olu anyị, ọ ga-akara anyị mma iweta ihe anyị na-achọ n'aka ha. Mana nke bụ eziokwu bụ na anyị mewekwa ka anyị dụọ n'ugwu, anyị ama ngakwa aga.
Alụrị nne na mmechi okwu barista Nnenna ka ndụmọdụ ị ga-adụ anyị.
Ndụmọdụ m ga-adụ anyị kachakwa ụmụ nwaanyị kwado n'onwe unu, gbata votas kaadị gị. Ọ bụ na nke gị emebigo, jewe kịta ebidogo ihe niile gbasara next year erugo eru, next year bụ ọchịchị, jee soro zọba. Ọ bụrụ kansel ọzọ, ọ bụrụ na onye ra ka m dị otu a, enwerọ m ego niile, enwerọ m ihe niile, wee kata obi zọọ gọvanọ. And the budget na nzọrịa that position exposed that to so many things, and zọọ ya one nzọrịa. So ị ga-azụ nwe ihe ọbụla, pụta bịa jee register bụrụ a party member. Dị active na your political party, dị active. Abụna oh yes, ọ ga-enye aka mgbe a na-ewepụta ofu onye bụbụrụ deputy mayor n'Enugu asị n'otu a ya na-abịa meeting nwaanyị otu a nọ ga-esi abịa kụziere ụmụ nwaanyị ndị na-eme ntọkwa n'ude ka nyọkwa honorable ọ na-agbanikwa na-eme ntọnụ younger ones, na-agwa ha kụzielu ha ka ha ga-esi wee na-abanye na political party. Kịta unu na-emerejize na ihe kwesịrị ka ime ka ị wee bụrụ memba, jecheje gbata olu mgbe a ga-atụpụta n'igwe tụọ ebe ọbụla tinye ya sị na nwaanyị na-azọ ọchịchị, tinyere ya gị na onwe gị kata obi, nwee the confidence na ị ga-achịnwu, jee tinye gbata ka ị bụrụ pati afọ ya, ka ị nweta tiketi, ka ị bụrụ nweta tiketi of your party ịzọ ọchịchị, ọ bụ House of Assembly, ọ bụ rep, nke ọbụla ị na-eme otu a, ịfụ na no how anyị ụmụ nwaanyị ga-agbagote. And ndị ọchịchị anyị biko nyelụ na anyị aka, sọpọtụ anụ this reserve seat. Gọvanọ anyị wepụtala anyị deputy gọvanọ ka ọ bụrụ nwaanyị, n'ihe ndị a niile mee ka ụmụ nwaanyị ju na grassroots, kanselọ, mayor, ụmụ nwaanyị ju ebe ahụ, ị ga-afụ na ọ ga-enyere ya aka na ọrụ ọ na-alụ.
Daalụrị nne, maka na ụmụ nwaanyị ju ebutuleta ibu alọ ebunyelu ndị nọ n'ọchịchị. Ya bụ na anyị na-ayọ ha biko nye na ụmụ nwaanyị ohere ka ha pụta bịanyela aka. Ọ bụrụ na onye nọ na smart school ga-alụ ọrụ ọfụma, onye nọ na transport alụ ọfụma, onye nọ na gender alụ ọfụma, inye ụdị ndị a ohere echi ma na ha ga-edozi akachacha Enugu steeti anyị chọọ ka ọ dị mma. Daalụnụ maka isonyela anyị. Ama m na mgbe ọzọ m ga-akpọ unu ga-abịakwa maka ihe a ga-ekwu erikekwa nọọ ihe anyị na-asịzi bụ ntị a na-agwa ha na-anụkwa. Wee luo mgbe ọzọ anyị ga-anọkwa na nzukọ ụmụ nwaanyị na Aneke TV. Abụ m Ngozi Ọtọhumele, na-esonyelu na anyị n'ebe mmetụ aka anyị dị iche iche na soshal midia anyị na Facebook na Aneke TV, na YouTube na Aneke TV, na TikTok. Ebe ọbụla ị pịara aka ị ga-afụ ihe a na-eme ebe ahụ. Tụnyerela anyị alụ otu ọ ga-abịa eme ya kasị ya mma. Wee ruo mgbe ọzọ anyị ga-abịa emesịa.
In a world that never stands still, where stories break in seconds and moments shape history, one station keeps you connected to your nation, to the continent, to the world.
From breaking news to powerful stories, from business and politics to culture, lifestyle and entertainment, we inform, we inspire, we keep you ahead.
This is more than television. This is your window to everywhere that matters.
Aneke TV. Move with the world.
Ebonyi State, the salt of the nation. Located in the heart of southeastern Nigeria, is a story of transformation, resilience, and pride. Created on October 1, 1996 by the administration of General Sani Abacha, the state was carved out from parts of Enugu and Abia states. Its capital, Abakaliki, has grown from a quiet provincial settlement into one of the most rapidly developing urban centers in the region. The name Ebonyi is derived from the Ebonyi River, while its slogan, the salt of the nation, reflects the state's historic salt deposits in Amachara and Uburu, which were once central to trade and local industry. These salt lakes stand as living symbols of self-reliance and the resourcefulness of the Ebonyi people. Culturally, Ebonyi is a proud custodian of Igbo heritage. The people are known for their strong communal spirit, creativity, and deep connection to their traditions. The New Yam Festival, Ogene music, Nkwa Umuaboho dance, and the colorful displays of masquerades all reflect the beauty and vibrancy of the state's cultural life. In villages across the land, poetry, weaving, and blacksmithing are still practiced, reminding visitors that in Ebonyi, the past lives side by side with modern aspirations. Blessed with rich soil and abundant natural resources, Ebonyi is a major producer of rice, yam, cassava, maize, and palm produce. The Abakaliki rice mill, one of the oldest in Nigeria, remains a symbol of the state's agricultural heritage and its determination to feed the nation. Beneath its soil lie deposits of limestone, lead, zinc, marble, and of course, salt, all pointing to vast opportunities for industrial growth and investment. Over the years, Ebonyi has produced remarkable men and women who have made their mark on the national stage. Dr. Sam Igu, the state's first civilian governor and the former minister of education. Chief Martin Elichi, an accomplished administrator. Senator Anympayo Sanim, a former Senate President and Secretary to the Government of the Federation, and Engineer David Umahi, a visionary leader and the current Minister of Works, all embody the drive and discipline that define the Ebonyi spirit. From education to public service, from entrepreneurship to civic leadership, Ebonians continue to excel and inspire a new, determined to shape a brighter future. The lessons from Ebonyi's story are clear. It teaches the power of vision, unity, and perseverance. It reminds us that no beginning is too humble and no dream too distant. Through hard work and community efforts, the people of Ebonyi have turned their challenges into opportunities, rewriting their destiny with faith and determination. Today, Ebonyi stands tall, a land of salt and substance, of culture and courage, of tradition and transformation. The salt of the nation continues to shine, seasoning the story of Nigeria with hope, progress, and pride.
Security is not just police on patrol. It is safety in homes, schools, markets, and mines. Without it, progress is impossible. Be alert, report danger, support community watch. True security is collective responsibility.
Morning headlines before you step out. Midday updates while you walk. Evening analysis when the day winds down. Wherever life takes you, Aneke TV keeps you informed, connected, and ahead. Aneke TV. Move with the world. Morning headlines before you step out. Midday update.
Good to have you join Security Watch once again on Aneke TV. It is the enlightenment program that has identified the importance of security of lives and property in our nation. It has also provided solutions on how to protect lives and property and also reduce insecurity to the balanced level. You can find us on our socials at TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and our YouTube at Aneke TV. And I'll show you, see how magnificent we are with programs. My name is Chikwameka Obasi, and our topic for today is police on the road. Yes, Security Watch has, it wants to use this as a medium to checkmate on the security situations of the police on the road. Permit me to introduce to you the guests we have on the studio today. We have the high-ranking police officer, the police public relations officer in the state command, Lieutenant Daniel Mbupe is here. Officer, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you, and it's nice to be here. It's nice to be back to Aneke studio. And like you've rightly pointed out or highlighted, to discuss security and more importantly, security on the road. So a very warm afternoon to our viewers from wherever it is they have been. Good afternoon.
Thank you so much. How do you feel being a security officer to the rank you are today as a PPRO?
Oh, I feel very excited. You know, the police job is an exciting career with challenges as it were. But then, you look at what you do on a daily basis, what you wake up to do, how it is, you're adding value, both at the local level, state level, and more importantly, nationally and even globally. I mean, you retire back home every day with this level of justification in your mind that you're actually doing a very wonderful job, particularly the job of God, which is service, serving God through serving humanity. So it's an exciting career, it's an exciting job, and we've been here. Only recently we realized that we concluded, I think, is this ongoing? I need to check my record to be very sure. The recruitment of 50,000 police officers, including those for the general duties and those for the specialist duty of the police force by the Police Service Commission, where the report came that some states, particularly in our part of the country, in southeast Nigeria, state like Anambra, state like Ebonyi, in the southwest, particularly state like Lagos State, were found to have a very low rate of people that had applied. Of the about 500,000 or thereabout people, going by the statistics provided by the Police Service Commission, you see that we had shortfalls in this state. And what that simply means is that people are not actually understanding what it takes. Now, it's a job that is shrouded with risk, and life itself generally is risk.
Yes, there is.
No matter where you find yourself, risk must come. If there is nothing. But like, I'm just trying to lead as a background to let those who are actually viewing know that it's an exciting career. They're challenging, very exciting, because in the long run, you're not just serving God, you're not just serving humanity, you're by every bit of it serving God.
Okay, that's wonderful. Straight to business. What's the essence of having police on the road?
The job of the police, I think the essence should be, what is the summary of all of what the police is meant to do? I mean, what is the mandate of the police force? The police, you know, is not just a very critical institute of the state.
If you want to run within the scope, our topic is police on the road.
I'm coming down to that, so that you understand better. It wouldn't just look like road is just all about what it is. Now, the mandate of the police is enshrined in the Constitution. You are aware the police force is a creation of the Nigerian Constitution, precisely section 214, 215. You see so many things talked about the establishment of the police force in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And the primary responsibility of the police force is to ensure the protection of life of citizens and property of citizens in the country generally. It's in one thing, and the maintenance of law and order. So it's just a summation of all of what it is, being a law enforcement agency of government, and as a matter of fact, the most critical, because we take charge and we lead as far as internal security is concerned. Now, when you have that in mind, that the protection of lives and property, detection and prevention of crime is the primary responsibility of the police force, then you come down to the point where you are being asked, like you ask, what is the job of the police on the road? We dictate to prevent crime. And one of the major ways of doing that is to ensure that we occupy public spaces, public conveniences, those places where you are sure that there would exist of the lives of human beings, particularly citizens of Nigeria, property, the vehicular property and all of that could be found. Then we need to make sure we go to places like that and begin to find a way to either prevent crime from occurring or peradventure it may have happened. We try to ensure that we dictate those crimes. So when you say police on the road, you're just looking at one space, very important and critical one, where the primary policing functions function of dictating and preventing crime is to be exercised. So that's the main reason why you find police on the road. It's very simple to ensure that we either prevent crime from happening, or if peradventure such crime had happened, we dictate and ensure that remedial actions are taken. So that's just why you see us on the road.
All right, thank you so much. Do you please take us straight to vehicle inspection?
I like speaking from the point of view of the law, so that I wouldn't veer off and begin to tell you so many things that you may not want to really hear. I've highlighted the key. In fact, if you go back to the Police Act 2020 as amended, I talked about the primary function of the police force. About 9 of them as highlighted. The first one is exactly what I've mentioned, which is the prevention and dictation of crimes and to protect the rights and freedom of every person in Nigeria as provided in the Constitution. Prevention and dictation of crime. Now, when you talk about vehicle inspection, we've had that. Let me do, for the benefit of our viewers, I can tell you a bulk of the cars. You know, most cars people use are recycled cars within the country. When you call locally used cars, somebody has used, this one has used, some other person buys it. It keeps recycling. It's not like when you talk about the tokumbo that is imported into the country, you pay and you buy. But these days, people currently most of the vehicles people use are cars that are locally used, that you buy and rebuy and resell. You understand? So one of the excellence of those inspections, when it comes to, let's talk about particularly vehicle inspection, we want to be sure that whoever is driving that vehicle, ownership of that vehicle can be established. Peradventure is a stolen vehicle. We've had instances where we've recovered vehicles that were stolen, being driven on the road, not even stealing. Stealing means the car is parked somewhere, the criminal finds his way to move that vehicle out of there, sell. In some instances, that place where they've been balkanized and then sell as parts. And then we also have instances where those vehicles would have been snatched from the owner at gunpoint. In fact, only recently, if you've been following some of the trends of some of our operational successes we've released to the public space by way of press releases, you recall only recently, precisely on the 9th or thereabout, was the case of recovery of a snatched truck. A truck that was snatched far back as Delta State. But thank God there was a security feature in that particular truck. Intelligence was gathered and that truck was recovered somewhere in Ogu. Something that happened in Delta State was recovered in Ogu. This you are talking about road. We've had other instances where, there's another instance again I can remember very clearly. Our operative on stop and search duty along the road intercepted a GLK, a Mercedes version of a car, and it so happened that that same car was also snatched from somewhere in the Imo State. And how do you do this? When you begin to ask basic critical questions about the particulars of that vehicle, not necessarily because you're looking at the revenue drive aspect of it, which most times we keep telling our operators out there that no, you're not there to actually push for revenues. You are there to authenticate ownership of cars that are on the road. Yeah, this is with respect to your question about vehicle inspection on one hand. Then when you're able to establish, this car belongs to this person, and there are no doubt whatsoever about the details of the vehicle in terms of the engine number, the chassis number, the registration number, and then the ownership and all of that is established, that then you're moving a little beyond that. If you're conducting proper stop and search, which the police force is also fully empowered to do so. If you look at section 49, Part 7, Section 49 of the Police Act 2020 as amended, where it says the police have the right, which we're talking about the functions of the police officer, has the right to stop and search anybody vehicle as far as it's within the public space. The other instances where even if you have to go into somebody's house and do that, you have to do that, because the whole idea is about either you're dictating crime, or as a matter of fact, you're preventing it from happening. So in the event you have these vehicles, particularly when you're on stop and search duty, the particulars are there to look at. If you are finding discrepancies, the explanations are not so that it's justifying the person that is driving the vehicle is found on the road, and you could further your investigation to further establish whether or not this vehicle is stolen. I've given you instances where we've conducted such inspection, and eventually it turned out to mean that that vehicle was stolen. So with respect to inspection, it's been happening, we've been doing that, we have the mandate to do that constitutionally and legally as approved by law. And when you do that, in most instances, we've been able to not just recover stolen property, we've arrested criminals who had either snatched the vehicle or they had stolen or removed the vehicle, as we say in local parlance, from where parked. So inspection is the bulk of what we do. As if you want me to move beyond just vehicle inspection, then I also begin to tell you that in the course of stop and search, like I already pointed out, as empowered, the law empowers the police to do, we also conduct stop and search where we have this whole responsibility, like I said in Section 49 of the Police Act 2020 as amended, to stop whether it's a vehicle, whether you're even walking on foot, we can stop you as far as we're on that road. Okay. And the law is very conscious to give the police this power of when we reasonably suspect. You know, the major entry points to dictating and preventing crime by a police officer largely deals in the ability to reasonably suspect. The visibility of that suspicion is where you drive you to now begin to ask questions, to now begin to look at what is before you in terms of person, in terms of property that you found on the road. Once you reasonably suspect, you call the attention of the person. But it also means that you also have to do that in the most acceptable manner. You're not just going to do it because you want to be a policeman exercising your power and authority. You do it arbitrarily. If you do that, well, in most instances, those that have done that, they never tell a good story about.
Okay, and I'm very happy you have mentioned that should be done in the most acceptable manner.
I did not say any provision for
It's
that.
alright. One other question I want you to attend to is this police on the road. Are there specially trained police officers to be on the road, or road assignment is being taken randomly? You get my question?
Every single policeman, there are no different training everyone gets. We all get basically the same form of training. Like I told you earlier, when we talk about even the recruitment, we have a specialist cadre, we have a general duty cadre. A specialist cadre simply means probably a doctor, you're an engineer, those in the workshop, those ones you know is the building work. They are not saddled with operational responsibility, except for those who may have the responsibility around operation, let's say a driver who has to drive. Where you have to work with medical personnel and all of that. But the core duty of policing function lies within the general duty space. And then your training from day one has already empowered you to know what to do. It doesn't also mean that there are no in-house time-to-time training of those who have the responsibility of being on the road. For instance, you talk about the patrol and guard, which is found in all of the police divisions. We have patrol and guard section, and it is always headed except where probably there's a shuffle of manpower within that area. You could have somebody below the rank of the senior police officer, that is assistant superintendent of police. Is always headed by a senior officer who is meant to move out with his team. They have the requisite skills and knowledge to ensure that while they're on the road, they maintain all of the operational requirements to carry out such policing duty on the road, which in most instances will come down, as I've mentioned severally, to Section 49 of the Police Act 2020 as amended, which is embodied within the space of stop and search. That will be if you're doing it stationarily. We also have several things. I could speak very well about maybe the new space, but I know it's the same is the same kind of thing any other place in the country. You have team of surveillance. The surveillance team could be covert, it could be overt, moves along the road. The vehicle, it could be marked and unmarked arrangement. The idea is very simple, to ensure that observation of situations are made, and where you're not sure of what is happening in terms of the people activity or whatever is happening on the road, you take necessary action. So there is no extra unique training other than the basic training that everyone obtained from everyone. Now, in the course of the operation, no policing locations or ecosystems are the same. I always give instances, for instance, the way you police Abakpainengu is not the same way you police Independence Layout. The same way you police Independence may not be exactly the same way you want to police the Oponan or Gariki axis. So you look at the peculiarity of crime there, you even look at the terrain of the road that exists there, you also need to make sure that certain training are made to tailor, to align with what that particular ecosystem, that environment brings to the policeman that is to carry out that road duty in that space. So you see that beyond the general training, which I know is a leveler for everybody, you also begin to look at what the prevailing realities and make sure trainings are tailored in that sense, so that those who go out to perform the duty will do it very professionally, and they will do it with a view to achieving whatsoever result that is expected of such policing duty on the road.
Alright, thank you so much. Let's take it in this other dimension. Is that anything like enforcement of traffic laws as the duties of the police on the road?
Of course. Well, sorry, I'm going to go back to the law. Let me be sure so that I don't run off the tangent. Alright, if you go to section 4, which is the primary, where you have the primary functions of the police, you look at the G, section 4G. See, the police has the primary function of facilitating the free passage and movement on highways, roads, and streets open to the public. So what are you facilitating? The movement. When you talk about facilitation of movement, you're purely talking about traffic management. You're talking about children going to school to ensure where they have zebra crossing, the road is controlled, children cross, go to their various schools, you manage affairs of road traffic generally. So when you talk about traffic management, it is the core function and responsibility of the police force as well. I doesn't mean we don't have any other agencies saddled with such responsibility. Mind you, I've said earlier, the police had the internal-led security responsibility of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So we take the lead in virtually all of the aspects. In the event where we then need to continue investigation, we need to continue action on a given case, we also make sure that such cases are moved to any other agency that have what looks like a specialized care over such a situation is moved to them. But when you talk about ensuring convenience, free passage and movement on the road, whether highway, in fact, if you listen to what I read out right now, you see that you're not just talking about highways, you're talking about normal roads, maybe trunk B, smaller roads, streets and all of that, where and when there is a need for such control of movement to happen. We do that. It's our duty. We are quite responsible.
Alright, thank you so much. We're going to observe just a short break now. When we are back, you tell us a lot of things about how the police manages the inspection of vehicle papers on the road. Thank you so much. We're going to observe just a short break. Please don't go away. We shall be right back.
You see, look at shots, no, you're really new at that. This is like this. Please take it. With the camera, pick it from there. It will. Give it to her. Thank you so much. We are here again back from the short break. It's still the program Security Watch on Aneke TV. Our topic for today is police on the road. Yes, we are done with the first part of it, and before we have the short break. Once again, I am here with the police officer that manages media relations, public complaints, and information dissemination with the headquarters of the Enugu State Police Command. Superintendent Daniel Ndukwe is still here to give you more explanations on the duties of the police on the road. Officer, let's continue. Thank you. And then we need a little point of correction. I'm the police public relations officer, and it goes beyond media relations. I relate generally, internally, and externally. That's my job to ensure that we have this level of interface that should make policing duties in Enugu function very well, and the expected result attained and achieved at every point in time. That's surely taken. You know, I've introduced you like that. I've been to the part of it, so they will think this is media. I'm going to do that before we end the program. Alright, go on. Alright, thank you. You're talking about inspection. I think I've given you a little insight to that, and I try to let you know why it is it's very important. In fact, generally speaking, a bulk of what we do, crime fighting, crime detection and prevention, wouldn't happen if there are no roads, right? The road is where you expect many, all manner of persons, good, the bad, the everything to fly. Now, when you talk about vehicle inspection, I gave you a reason why inspecting vehicle is very important. I even gave you a little background to the fact that by insight, those statistics to prove that anyway, when I agree very strongly that a bulk of the vehicle or vehicles used in our country currently are vehicles that you won't even talk about the imported Tokumbo vehicles. They are largely reused vehicle. If it's in the language, Sinaka Ferraka. This person uses, probably is tired of the car, want to move on to another bigger car, he buys that one, he sells to another. We keep recycling this vehicle within our space. So largely it now becomes what we refer to as locally used car. Now the essence of this vehicle inspection itself is not just to ensure safety on the road, but it's also to ensure the detection of crime or prevention of it as it were. Because some of the documents you know your vehicle will have is to know whether the road is roadworthy. The vehicle is roadworthy. By extension, it should have passed certain tests that should guarantee that vehicle should fly our roads. We also have something like the driver having a license to drive. In fact, the worst that can happen to you is when you have an accident. Oh, let's make it a public knowledge now. You could have been driving, freestyling in quotes, enjoying your time on the road with your nice car, your cruise and all of that. Don't pay. You have an accident and it turns out to be that you are not licensed to drive. That's when you actually know that you've committed a huge crime. And God forbid will deter you. It's so happening that that's the kind of accident you would have had on the road is fatal, which we refer to as, we have the minor, we have the serious, we have the fatal accident. That's where yes, if it's fatal, and then you are found to have been the one directly responsible for such fatality, and it appears that you do not have a driver's license. That means you're not licensed to drive. The essence of driver's license is that you've been given statutorily empowered to ply a vehicle on any Nigerian road, whether big, small, or whatsoever road to ply. So the inspection there, vehicle inspection on one hand, which we have the mandate to also do, is to ensure the safety of not just the driver, but whoever the person is driving is carrying in that vehicle, passenger as it were, and the safety of other road users. I don't know if you get it. So when I say we are the internal lead security agency, the police, the law also empowers us to have be some form of first respondent to just about everything you could think about within the law enforcement space in the country. So when we inspect vehicle, we are looking out for things like, oh, you that is flying this vehicle, are you in the first place licensed to do that? You have the driver's license, because that is the number one thing that should guarantee you fly the road. We are also looking at the roadworthiness of that vehicle. If it is not worthy enough, automatically lives will be jeopardized. It's possible the tires, the engine, everything is not working the way it should work. We also need to ascertain that. Above all, we look at the ownership of that vehicle, right? We are looking at how you going to prove to us by way of the document available required for that vehicle to prove to the policeman that may have intercepted you to know that you own this vehicle. It's not a stolen vehicle. It's not a vehicle that would have been robbed at gunpoint and the owner is dispossessed of that vehicle.
This is a case of accident, right?
Sorry?
A case of accident. All of these things are being...
No. I know the background about stop and search earlier. You know, generally we are looking about the police on the road, right? And then I've talked about stop and search. I know the emphasis now is on vehicle inspection. Do we have that duty of mandate to inspect the vehicle on the road?
Especially.
So I am laying the background and bringing to your knowledge and indeed the knowledge of our viewers that we have that responsibility. And the whole idea, like I said, is very simple. One, to ensure safety of road users. Accidents could occur. And in most times you see these accidents occurring because some of these what the law mandates motorists, owners of vehicle to do, in most instances they are not done. So of safety on one hand, you're talking about accidents, right? Prevention and detection of crime on the other hand, you're talking about establishing ownership of the vehicle. Now if you move down from that to talk about proper stop and search of not just the vehicle of the individual, you're also looking at the chances and possibility of intercepting incriminating items, exhibits, the various instances where firearms have been recovered. In fact, it's almost like on a daily basis, without any intention to exaggerate. So it's something we do. In fact, I'll give you a very wonderful instance. Sometime last year, like I recall very well, there was a dispatch. No radio. You know, you keep talking about radio. Radio is that document telling you that this package here contains this. I think it's dispatch or courier, whatever. An item that was couriered. And it turned out to be a bedspread or bedsheet, as we call it. In that bedsheet was wrapped a Beretta pistol, like password. You already know. In fact, from what the investigation revealed to us was that particular firearm, or the item that was being dispatched was coming, I think, all the way from Onitsha, yes, Onitsha, precisely, Lagos, Onitsha, and it was being somewhere in a Ebonyi state. So of one of the stop and search points you could have on the road, oversight anyway, because looking at it, your normal instinct is that, oh, there's nothing wrong with this item. Wrapped very well, bedsheet wrapped. You didn't believe it that thing had moved just to cross from Enugu to enter to Ebonyi, the next community that is the final destination of that particular parcel. Our operatives on the road intercepted, and when you looked at what is expected to be the ship, this thing is heavier than the normal thing. So they looked at it because they were actually conducting thorough stop and search. So when they now unpack the particular the package, they realize that lo and behold you have the firearm concealed. We've arrested many persons in that instance, in that manner. We've recovered several exhibits, incriminating one. In fact, there was this one we recovered almost packets of cartridges, live cartridges. A cartridge might have almost 30 or thereabout pellets in it. You know, when you fire a cartridge, it throws out, disperses the pellets. the borrowers like an object in it. And each one of them has the capability of killing one person, depending on where the part of the body the bullet was fired at. So we recovered all of that, password, package, and all of that. So you see that this is a multi-fold activity. On one hand, you are there to also ensure not just the safety of the people plying the road. We read from section 4, subsection G of the Police Act 2020 as amended, where we have the mandate of ensuring free passage on the road and ensuring safety too on that route. So when you put all of this into perspective, you realize that the inspection, and of course there is no way you just want the average policeman will just want to inspect the vehicle and then you search that vehicle. So inspection and search most likely happens simultaneously, depending, as a matter of fact, the level of discretion the police officers may want to exercise. I told you that when you reasonably suspect, you can look at somebody and say, okay, your mind will tell you, there's nothing wrong with this person. You can also look at some other person and you think there's something wrong with that person. You have to actually check.
And you demand to search.
Exactly, because you know you're not going to. The road is not where you regulate the number of persons that ply it. You have thousands of persons, vehicles plying the road almost at the same time.
Okay, supposing a vehicle papers has been discovered to have expired, what's the punitive measure?
I've always told policemen personally that we are not a revenue generating agency. I beg you advise the person. In fact, if there's a next person you can refer to say, look at this person's paper is expired. They do it. We are not internal revenue board. So, but I know some of us are not conscious enough, they are not true to themselves enough to know that there is a limit to which you handle the issue of expired paper. Yes, everyone plying the road is meant to have valid particulars. That is the norm and the law. But the discretion of the policeman also means that even when papers are expired, the period of grace, I think 14 to 21 days that the person may have to go and renew those documents, right? So you are not just going to say a paper expired, today is 12th, 11th, and you are believing that the person should have renewed it. It is not something that happens instantaneously. We know the crime will exist. Even when you talk about driver's license, it's not something you go for renewal and immediately they will give you the card instantly. I believe very strongly we are moving to that point where you can even do some of these things from the comfort of your home. But as of the moment, that is not all of what an average policeman in his true conscience should do. If a person goes beyond ensuring, then even if the person is going to renew the paper, how are you going to do that? Are you a licensing officer? You have any device, you put your details here, print it out, take it, pay, and go. So at best, you advise and very strongly advise the person to go and renew the paper, the person has to do that. In fact, it's the responsibility of every right-thinking citizen. I mean, it's one of the obligations you owe the state I mean the country. You can't ply the road and there are fees you have to pay, there are payments you need to make to ensure that you do not veer what the law is saying, and you don't do it. But you know, in our time, people just always want to be reminded, and it doesn't feel good. So I'm using this medium to advise motorists, particularly those in any reason, wherever it is you are, let it not be the job of the police to be reminding you. In fact, I know recently, I think like the paper of one of my car is expired. I'm getting messages, particularly, yes, they said the message that it will expire this period. Go and ensure you renew that particulars. I think even the licensing officers responsible for this should be prompting citizens. There are people who don't even remember where they did the registration. I don't know if you get it. Not until they are stopped on the road, upon inspection, you realize that this thing is expired. So, very strongly, it shouldn't be a basis for any policeman whatsoever to use it and then act unprofessionally, carry out act of corruption or extort from you. That is totally unacceptable. At best, the policeman can refer you to any of such officers that have the responsibility to ensure that your papers in that sense are valid, and you renew when necessary or do whatever you have to do to ensure that you're applying the road in relevant time.
Alright, thank you so much. That's a whole lot of job the police is doing on the road. But also let us also be in the know if it is lawful if police on the road goes to the extent of checking out the passenger's cell phones or laptops.
I don't know how long this has been said over and over and over again. I mean, You don't have that right. It's not stop and search. Search is the job and duty of the policeman. We can search. But the law means that you can't just pick up someone's phone and then the next thing you're thinking is to begin to go into the phone to look at whatsoever it is. Maybe the phone for me is like an extension of the person. It's like thinking you're now an anatomist, like a doctor who has to, or pathology that have to open up the entire body to know what is in the body of that person. That is what it's looking like. No police officer has that right to, on the first instance, pick up someone's phone, particularly on the road, and begin to search it. Except, peradventure, there's an information, there's an allegation, and you know you're on the lookout for that person that, if you get that phone, you will find there will be evidence to prove this allegation you have on this person. And if you must do that, you must exercise the measure of decorum. It must be done in tandem with the law. So I don't know, except you're acting on intelligence, it's a real thing for you to just be on the road. You're meeting random persons with the view to either dictate or prevent crime, and then you just feel the next thing you should do is to look at the person's phone. Now, instances, there are laws from the Inspector General of Police, the Police Force, the Police Service Commission, even here in Enugu State Police Command, where the very pragmatic Commissioner of Police, CP Mama Bitrus, the PSC, Sway, it doesn't tolerate that. It is not what you should do at that material moment. Then, say, peradventure, you've stopped, you've searched every other thing, the property of the person in terms of maybe their luggages, you've looked at where you can physically access. Electronic devices are not just where, in fact, how do you even begin to manipulate it? It's not something you just do on the road and begin to find so many things immediately. But I know those of us, the Judases in the system, would always want to do that. And it's one thing I know from the top hierarchy down to the lowest level of leadership within the police force that the fight has always been ongoing. Those that have been found to have infringed upon the right of citizens in that sense have been marginally dealt with. It's not a job to go and begin to search phones per se, except when you know there is a existing, confirmed and verifiable and actionable intelligence that you have to do such. But not when people are moving randomly or you stop and begin to search. In fact, let me even give you the upside of what is happening currently is that because of some of these directives, I think only yesterday I had to handle one that way. Someone was driving, his papers was found to be expired. I think his roadworthiness was expired, and the policeman stopped after inspecting the vehicle particulars and saw that the papers are expired. The driver is a company vehicle, so he had to call his company office, and they sent him the renewed one that they are not giving a copy of, right? So for him to show display to the police and say, okay, see, they don't send me the new one, is on the phone. I don't have the hard copy, I have the soft file on the phone. The policeman said, no, we are not told to look at phones. Okay. I don't know if there's a level of consciousness of the directive that is going down, but I have to caution the police and say, no. When you're looking at phone, is not presenting his phone to allow you to have a view of what you're asking him to present. There is no kind in doing that. You didn't pick up his phone and you started manipulating to know what is what and what is not in the phone. This is a specific need. You say, okay, I don't have the physical copy, but this has been done by my company, and this is a copy of it sent to me for your view and verification to be sure that this paper is actually there and is a valid one that we have there. I don't have it physically. So if the level of consciousness that the average policeman, particularly those performing road duties, are beginning to have, that you don't have any business with people phone in that sense, except in events, like I said, where there is an actionable intelligence given to you that a specific person or persons, there is evidence in that phone that we need to secure for whatsoever allegation that has been
yes, you have said it, and that is taken. Thank you so much. I want to remind you, we are talking to the world, and as a matter of fact, bringing a lot of things to the knowledge of the people that have not been there. Thank you so much, sir. Let's take it from this other dimension. You know that the police officers on the road are people's fathers, uncles, brothers, and what have you. Then I want to come from the aspect of the self-security consciousness of the police on the road in case of any eventuality.
is a non-negotiable aspect of performing that, let me use the word patrol and guard duty, surveillance, stop and search, whatever term that suits it. Once you're out there as somebody performing the road duties, already you're a very serious front-line police officer. In fact, there are many people that I don't even know that I as a PR exists, apart from reading on the media space or even the Commissioner of Police, the IG, the CP, or wherever they may are those ones they see on the road. So it behoves on the average policeman, based on the training given to the person, to exercise the highest level of consciousness. But whenever we live in a time where violence seems to be the next option for anybody, many people are violent-minded. That's my thinking. Many people are violent-minded. For an average policeman, it is first his training and also his level of discretional exercising of his discretional power to ensure that the safety is maintained on that road. Now, that is at the individual level. At the organizational level, we have safety equipment that every policeman is meant to wear, to have once he's out there. You have the protective helmet that is actually a bulletproof equipment. It shoots there be a bullet to it. It should give you that level of safety that is required at that material. We have the bullet vest that you should wear. You have the arm and the knee guards and all of that in case you probably fall and all of that. So these are protective measures or equipment made available to police officers. Every of them. That's what they should be. I am very surprised. I'm sure you've seen the VRS personnel who are the way you say VRS. We have also seen other police personnel on the road without even the bulletproof. Some don't carry arms. So they go with battery. Yes, batteries are one of our equipment. It's not just firearms. There's a limit to what battery can do. Of course. And battery only means that you want to exercise what we refer to as minimum force. In these instances where you are meant to exercise minimum force, probably to restrain someone, a suspect who you have to restrain, you can use battery. Now, if there's anybody you find on the road not wearing that, I wouldn't know why, but I know very well that these are equipment made available to virtually all, let me use it for instance, virtually all of the police units, police station area commands and all of that. There are times maybe the prevailing operational outing may not be sure that the person said at that moment you should put on the vest, but it's something once you're out there, like once you're out there, for your safety sake. You may be very surprised to hear the response from a police officer on the road. Of course. When a man asked him, where is your bulletproof vest? And he said, none was given to me. No, we have instances, there's no station where you go. We do not have everything 101%. But there's no station where you go where you don't find it. They also do, it's not an easy equipment to bear. An average bullet vest is based in kg. That is something you must be very used to. Okay. So when you see most of them wearing it, it's like it's a bulletproof. So you know. But that is everything that should learn how to wear. Of course, chances are that there could be an operation that may at that mature moment, after scaling and looking at all of the angles involved, it may not be something you think you might probably just you have to really check off to do that. The equivalent of everything.
you step out. Midday updates while you walk. Evening analysis when the day winds down. Wherever life takes you, Aneke TV keeps you informed, connected, and ahead. Aneke TV. Move with the world.
Things largely within the police force, and it's a non-negotiable aspect of what we do on a daily basis.
All right, there was actually a preemption of the question I was going to ask you. You've taken it partially, but I want you to come in full force to take it. The stringent measures of the governor of Enugu State on security.
I'm not a politician, so I'm going to speak more specifically as a police officer.
Of course.
And as a matter of fact, the police public relations officer in the state, I've been around for a little while, and I must say, if there's one man that has opened up all the angles, to the best of my knowledge, opened up all the angles to ensure